light body armor and the ion pistols. They're just 7 vibro blade sabers, just kind of
just hanging out. What up? I'm a vibro saber.
With your crazy magic, though, you could make armor that would probably be more effective than anything, you know?
No, actually.
No?
See, magic can really only go... It can go into fantastical places, but that's, like, you have to know the spell, be a high level, have the time to cast it, and so on and so forth to even come close to even a normal piece of armor.
What class book is, what book is that class in? I'd like to read that.
It's in a Rifter.
It's a Rifter 9.5.
Oh, okay. I might have that one.
I realized if I ever have the opportunity to play another character in Rifts, I'll probably play a magic user. I've never played a full-blown magic user with the exception of that one session where I played a Techno Wizard.
Yeah.
But that is just something I never actually got into very much myself.
If I do anything, I don't do magic. I love psionics, man. I love psionics.
Everyone knows I have a huge... Yeah, seriously, my biggest hard-ons in Rifts is psionics and power armor. I mean, giant robots are really cool, too. I might, at one point, be like a professional robot pilot. I think those are really neat. But it's just those two concepts of psychic powers and how it's implemented in Palladium games, and the concept of power armor, these fucking exoskeleton suits. So cool!
Yeah.
So cool. So
I like the power armor they had in Robotech too. That was pretty cool.
I never got into Robotech, either the anime or the games.
Oh well, I've looked at the books a little bit and watched the cartoons and stuff, and they got some pretty cool stuff in there that could be utilized. You know, yeah.
Grams is here. What?
Hey Graham, if magic.
Hello.
It depends on how good magic is for you, frankly. It could be dark magic, like you're used to, and that has its pluses and minuses. Raising the undead. They can do your dishes for you, or they could eat your face. It depends on how good it is.
Or you can summon the stuff for another dimension. Yeah, there's that kind of magic too.
Oh, why hello there, fancy meeting you guys here.
Hey, Squee.
We are currently live. I'm just letting you know that.
No, I know. I'm pulling it up now.
Good.
Are you ready to get going?
Well, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's rock and roll party time.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, really quickly, I want to apologize for last week. We didn't have a stream because Squee had a sinus infection. And I completely
So you caused a sinus infection?
No, I completely spaced and didn't actually send out a tweet or anything.
Neither did I.
That is my bad.
And neither did any of us, so it's all good.
Yeah,
that's all our bad, I think.
Not me.
I had the black lung pop.
Okay.
Okay,
all right.
Anyways.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yes, indeed. Okay, does anyone need a recap? I know we've been talking about this for a while, so I think we're good to go.
Us as players are pretty good, and
I think us as
people
players,
who are
unless
watching-
unless you want to humor the stream.
You guys took down a bunch of pirates.
Yes, we sure did.
in very elaborate ways.
Xavier missed a lot and then epically destroyed everyone who laughed at him.
Yep.
That's what they get. They're all gonna laugh at you.
I was amazed that, I was amazed. Oh, maybe I'm just not remembering, but I was amazed that when you backed up and did the little chinking in there, that you weren't like screaming, "Am I missing now?"
No, I don't know if I did that. All I know is that just the probability of me continuously missing was depressing.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but it's fine. So where we are now, we're back on our ship, the Starlock. We'll find some humor in that. And we have 2 pirates that are still alive now. We have one that Lucas has spared and is so nervous and so scared he plans on testifying or corroborating all the evidence that we came across. The only question is what we do with the last fellow. Now, if I remember correctly, this last guy was he was very silent. He didn't say very much. Is that correct?
Correct. He was very, very quiet.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I just don't bully myself taking the lead on this. Would anyone else like to try to rationalize with this piece of shit?
Lucas will say that he's already taken his turn.
Isaac Talavac?
No, I think he'll incriminate himself enough when he meets Pa.
Oh, true. I'm more curious to see if he's going to be a problem with us before we get there.
Oh well, we just keep him tied up, secured, and then we'll let Pa deal with him. I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
Is it alright if I have a chat with him first?
Go for it.
All right, you can do whatever you want.
I will be there to
okay.
back you up.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good call. You cut quite the imposing presence anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to our spare room where we have this guy, tied up and restrained, and sit down by him. And I'll say, so I guess you're kind of lucky in a sense. Well, it depends. We kind of already dealt with some of your compatriots, and one of them has been smart enough, and we've been merciful enough to spare his life, in the hopes that he will talk to Pa over at Frontier Station and let him know what was going on out here, right? So you, my friend, Xavier says sarcastically, have two choices, really. You can do the same thing that he's going to do, right? So we're going to march you in front of Pa. You'll corroborate, what we say, right? You'll confirm what we say. That's fine. And then after that, your fate is in his hands, right? Maybe you clean up your life. Maybe you do some indentured servitude. Maybe you get executed. I'm not too sure, right? That's not up to us, all right? Or if you don't want to talk, if you want to be a tough guy, if you don't give a shit, we can just put you out of your misery right now. So what do you want to do?
He's quiet for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And he
patient.
says, I think I'll take my chances with Pa.
See, I was under the impression that you pirating types were kind of dull. Not completely stupid, but not the sharpest knives in the drawer. But I think you're going to prove me wrong. Just don't do anything stupid while you're still here on our ship, and we'll get you to Pa in one piece.
He stares at you with no emotion on his face,
Uh-huh.
and he says, you have nothing to fear from me.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing before we get going, Xavier does want to have a chat with the fellow that Lucas spared. And he'll just simply explain to him, we don't have to do this in character, but he'll explain to him how lucky he is and how he deserves, he should be thankful for every second he's still breathing, thanks to Lucas himself, right? So if he has any path of cleaning up his life or making a change, he can thank Lucas for that, because if it were up to me, we would have spaced him. So it's just that simple. He should consider himself very fortunate.
He will look at you again dispassionately and say, I think Pa's going to kill him, so I doubt he'll have a chance for much of anything.
I think there was some confusion here.
Oh, were you talking to him, not this guy?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. There was confusion. Allow me to reframe.
No problem.
Of course I'm going to clean up my life. I mean, you showed me the light.
Uh-huh. Okay, great. I just want you to really realize
Is there anything I can do for you guys? I mean, I'm a great janitor. I can clean. I can clean the room.
No, just stay where you are and stay out of trouble, okay?
Of course, sir.
Xavier will roll his eyes. Mm-hmm.
Actually, the airlock might need some cleaning. I kind of made it a bit messy. my bad.
Yeah, I guess you could probably clean up the airlock. There's a lot of cherry something in there. It's reeks of cherries and other things. You clean it up when we promise you we will not unlock the airlock or anything like that. Okay?
He nods eagerly.
All right, I'll go ahead and do that. You know what I find really interesting? I was having a really hard time by the end of last session because morally, it's tricky as a player and a character. You know what I mean? Because Xavier is a lot more hard-nosed. He's realized what these pirates are done. He's very much like an eye for an eye. Where I personally believe, regardless of how despicable they are, if people want redemption, they should, try to go for it. So it was really hard for me to be like, oh, I guess she'll grow up without a dad. And I know it seemed like really badass, but like interior, I'm just like, oh, I feel like a piece of shit. So I'm glad we had a break so I could recalibrate myself and differentiate between my morality and my character's morality.
Well, another thing you got to consider is the fact that we're dealing with filth, so we have to get our hands dirty.
Well, we don't necessarily have to. We're just making those character choices, right?
Yeah.
I guess here's the important thing, I guess, is that these aren't real people. This is just a fucking game, so I shouldn't take, questions of morality are important, but I don't think I should get so emotionally invested.
All right, well, lesson learned, and we'll do it differently
Definitely.
next time, yeah.
No, we don't have to do it differently. I have to just cope with it differently.
Ah, okay.
Not cope with it. I didn't have a mental breakdown for crying out loud, but I felt bad after that session.
It's fine, and I can totally sympathize. All I have to say is, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
Well,
Oh, you had to bring that up.
So I feel you.
We
Inferno,
can talk
I feel
about
you.
that after the session, because we're really digressing, and I could add to this. But right now, should we go and take it into a more narrative stance?
Yeah.
So I do believe the plan was, because we're still coupled with the Lucitan, to check out their nuclear core, because we kind of blew ours.
Yes, you did.
In a sense. We still have a week until it goes nuclear, but...
No, I don't think it'll go boom, right? It'll just shut down, right, Squee?
It'll shut down, yes.
Yeah.
And I also, and I believe I mentioned this last week, but it never hurts to a little refresher, or week before last. Your engines also took damage, so it's a week before it shuts down, assuming it's still fine and intact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. Otherwise, it'll be a very expensive paperweight.
Well, you guys do happen to have an engineer with you.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Who is...
That's another thing we have to factor. I'm going to put onto our list as far as things to buy, which is give this guy one hell of an amount of hazard pay. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
He is actually rather cheerful now that it's more or less finished, and he's made it through with his neck. And even feels like he played a decent part in it. So
he sure did.
Hell yeah, he did.
He cheerfully offers to evaluate the nuclear core of the Lucitan. He wears one of the Evo suits because you guys did take out the Lucitan's engines, so there's a possibility that things in there aren't exactly kosher. Could someone roll me a D100?
Dibs, not me.
No. Oh, dibs not you? I'm going to just say dibs me. I love rolling.
Do it.
Oh, shit.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh my god!
What did you do?
Either that was one. That's like an amazing success,
That's
isn't it?
legendary.
That is.
Remember?
Okay. All right.
There was a little Spanish flea.
All right.
One on a D100.
Oh my god.
Give me a second. I gotta look something up now.
You gotta make a statement.
Guys, I think Xavier's super ability is having a horseshoe lodged up his ass. This is karma for all those misses. This is what that is.
Oh man.
So the engineer comes back after a few minutes and gives a soft whistle. He goes, "This ship. I mean, I heard stories of the Lucitan, but this ship's nuclear core not only is undamaged, but it's a CGC, which is an engine that lets you go a max speed of about 3 light years per hour.
Oh my god.
and it's had some modifications to it.
Oh.
Normally, a ship charging up its engines from, well, let's say the off position takes a good 5 to 10 minutes to really get them burning and going. This thing is designed to get up and going in 30 seconds.
Oh, it's a drag racer.
So, out of curiosity, our new fortunate educated friend, is it possible to transfer this engine to the Starlock and install it?
He thinks about it for a while and he says, "This thing, I don't know who worked on it, but they were a master. I wouldn't be able to do it, but I think Hart could."
Okay, so you're not able to install it and configure it to the Starlock.
No,
Would
but I
you
could
be able to assist us in getting it onto our ship?
Yes, disconnecting it's easy. Reconnecting it takes, and he kind of shrugs and says, I wish I didn't have to say it, but takes a master's touch, and I don't have that.
That's okay. Not a worry. You've already helped us considerably, what with your whole rewiring of those missiles and whatnot. I gotta thank you again for that. So, if you need any assistance on our end to help unplug anything, we'll begin to transfer this sucker onto our ship. Oh, God.
And he starts talking to him, like talking kind of just not to you directly, but to everyone and himself. And I guess that makes sense. The Lucitan used to power everything down and then power up and hit things. I mean, but jeez, this engine.
I'm very happy. My character is very happy internally. You know those pictures of people like screaming inside. No, because we don't want to sell it. We just like this isn't just a smuggling ship, right? The Starlock is a multi-purpose ship, but we always made this for cloak and speed, right? And the very fact that this has just become even faster due to our ballsiness, this makes me very happy.
I'm just happy you rolled. Oh, go ahead.
I was mostly stating that because of how much that just potentially saved us.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you rolled it here because it made so much sense. The Lucitan was already a legendary ship.
Yep.
So it made sense that you might find a legendary power core.
So as we're doing this, narrative outside session-esque discussion, it was kind of mentioned just on our group loot list, but we haven't explicitly told you, GM. What we would like to do is take pictures of both the Lucitan, Bonnie's ship, along with the remains of the space station. When we get there, when we salvage to those points, in addition to any pirate corpses we come across, in the hopes that perhaps there was a live or dead bounty for any of these things.
Yeah, good idea.
Because if these guys were such a hassle, maybe not only for Paul, but maybe they're a hassle for other people as well.
Also, I would really like to mark coordinates down for the wreck of the Lucitan, the wreck of Bonnie's ship, and the wreck of the station, so that eventually somewhere on Freedom Station, or not Freedom, anyways, Frontier, we could sell the rights to salvage.
That's a good discussion, whether we want to take the time and salvage it ourselves, or if we want to just sell the rights off. That's it.
And I'll also let you guys know that your characters would know that standard bounty procedure, at least on Frontier Station and the surrounding area, is you would have to present the body. So taking pictures, they could certainly look at the picture and say, yeah, that looks like them, but you wouldn't get a bounty unless you presented the body to them.
All right.
For DNA purposes, I guess?
Well, for DNA purposes, and also for how do we know you're the one that killed him and you didn't just snap a photo? Like, if you think about it, even in the real world, no one's going to give you a bounty just because you snapped a photo.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm up for hauling body. We have an extra spare room. We can use that as temporary body storage.
Right now we have
Or we
three
can strap
spare
them to the
rooms.
outside. We can't strap them to the outside of the Starlock. The second we hit light speed, they'll tear off.
Yeah.
Not really. There's no gravity. They'll just go with us.
Might I, if you don't mind,
huge place. What?
I was going to say a little thing, again, character information that might save you guys a bit of debate. You would probably know, especially you, Isaac. Actually, you know what, Isaac, roll me an intelligence check and your actual skill. And anyone else who has intelligence as well.
Okay, I got smarts. So how much do you want to multiply it by for our skill?
No, the skill.
No, the actual skill intelligence.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant IQ. I'm a stupid.
No. I got a 79. I failed by 38.
So failed. All right. Then nothing comes to mind.
Well, then fuck you for interrupting us.
Yeah, how dare you, GM?
This is something you might know. Roll a d100. No, you don't know it. Well, then fuck you.
Sorry.
You thought you knew it.
No, I'm just teasing. Well, here, guys, we can either stick it in one of the rooms. I'm not crazy about that. Or we can stick the body somewhere in storage. We have a lot of storage space still.
Well, they're frozen
have a
solid,
huge
probably.
room.
They will be frozen solid. The ones that we have to fish out into space that we kind of ejected. That'll probably take some time, but they will now be very, very cold.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm good for it.
Yeah, listen, you know what? These guys gave us a lot of hassle.
Uh-huh.
I'm not too squeamish about it. I say we root around those bodies and any other bodies we found, and we have ourselves a nice body pile.
Cash in as hard as possible on these bounties, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Is there any chance that we can fish out William Bonney's? William Bonney's body. Should we roll a D100?
You absolutely should. And tell me high or low.
Not me. I don't want to ruin my one.
Piph? Would you like to? All right, high or low?
High or low?
Let's go with low.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll them boats down.
Oh!
You not surprisingly, you don't find much left, especially of Bonnie, considering that he was very close to the blast area when it went off.
Oh,
so not
do
much
we find
there.
his boot?
I was gonna say you do find a boot, not stuck to anything, just kind of floating there.
Well, shit. Okay. We gave that a shot. We're going to get the guns from the space station. We're gonna loot all of the stuff from the space station, and we're going to head over to William Bonney's ship. That's where I think the next place should be.
And the list I gave you guys is what you basically find from the quick looting of the Lucitan and the space station. Those two. You'll find that there was not much of value on the space station.
Really?
It's possible. Well, there's possible they did any number of things, but there wasn't much in the way of booty. There was simply the equipment you found, like for example the spray. I forget exactly what it's called. What I gave you.
So would you say then we hit them at a time that they've? This is what I'm just only a little confused, and I'm not. This is not a challenge at you at all, right? I'm just curious because these guys have been hitting people, and they've been needing to sell it, and we were the ones who were supposed to sell it for them. So where are they keeping their stuff that they've stolen off these ships?
Very good question. You have people that you might ask.
Okay. Oh!
Right!
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Thank you. So maybe I think, guys, perhaps it would be once we go through the station or the remnants of the station, and once this realization hits us, I think it wouldn't hurt us to question probably Lucas's guy at first, because he seems the most palatable. I mean, pliable. Palatable. Yeah. We don't want to eat him.
Yummy!
Nom 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 nom.
Hey, I could pretend to eat him. I mean, I could say no.
That's not good for lizard men. That's racist, man. That's just reinforming the stereotype.
Whatever works for me.
I am informing you as your doctor. Don't eat him.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You don't eat humans.
Dweeb who numbs. All right, but who wants to? I'm gonna dibs out on asking this guy since I already did some talking to these fellows. But who would like to ask him about the whereabouts of any sort of booty or storage or the items that they took before we came along?
I think I would be more suited for the guy that is not very malleable.
All right, so Lucas, are you up for talking to your new best friend?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Go nuts, homie.
So, is he currently cleaning?
Yes, he is. Oh, hey, Lucas. I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me clean my friends up.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
looks...
look, you saved my life. I'd clean them up again.
He's gonna give him a friendly pat on the back, and kind of bend down, and he's gonna offer a hand. Can I help?
Oh no! And he actually pushes you away. No. This is my job. If I do a good enough job, maybe you'll put in a good word for me with Bear.
Bear?
Pa.
I'm sorry. Damn it!
Damn it, God! Stop screwing that up already.
Okay, I'm sorry. Pa. Put in a good word with Pa.
I'll definitely say something. That's for sure.
He goes back to scrubbing the floor.
So, excuse me. So, that was a pirate base, right?
Well, I mean, that we were pirates, and that was our base.
All right. We looked around there, and maybe I read way too many stories, but we were looking for like a chest filled with like gold or.
Yeah, Lucas.
He actually laughs a little bit and says, "Oh no. No. The captain never kept the loot on the station. Didn't trust us, No,
Yeah.
I heard he always kept it in some cash out. And he kind of motions towards the outside there, somewhere.
Just like kind of around the in the big cloud area.
Somewhere in the nebula. I mean, of course, I wouldn't know where it was, but I know that he certainly didn't keep the loot on the station. And I'll be honest with you, we're a bunch of pirates. I'm not necessarily sure that was a bad idea.
You guys didn't even try to look for it?
Well, old Timmy did. Old Timmy said he found it.
Timmy? You're not Timmy, are you?
No. Bonnie shot him right in the face.
That guy. Right.
You knew Timmy?
In a way, yes.
Oh, well then, I'm sorry for your loss.
Lucas is going to nod, shed a single tear. Shoot, just somewhere in the nebula. All right, I'm gonna go look for that treasure chest. He's gonna slap him on the back and leave the room. You keep working. I'm gonna. He's actually gonna look around the room. You're doing a nice job so far.
Tell the others I'm doing a good job.
I will totally tell them. Give me a second.
Okay. So is it fair enough that you share that information with us, Lucas?
I'm going to totally tell you that he's doing a great job at that.
Okay, that's good to know. How about where the storage on the space is?
Yeah, apparently it wasn't on the base. It is actually just kind of a cache somewhere in the nebula.
Excellent.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Though, I don't know much about ships, but if we can go into buying a ship, we may be able to, is there like a coordinate history or something?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
or on the Lucitan.
I could check their computer banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I had to guess, Bonnie wasn't the one in charge, right? So I doubt he would know where the cache was.
It would probably be Vector.
Maybe. But the Lucitan? The Lucitan, because it was so famous, makes me feel that it was give me a moment as I choke. Open my net pack, Vector.
Nasal passageways.
Uh-huh.
No, my notes. I have a feeling that was more Vector's baby. You know, I mean, that's where we found him. I say we head back to the. Well, what we can do is, since now we're closer to the base, we can finish going through, picking through Bonnie's ship, right? We might as well see if we can get onto the database, but it might be worthwhile before we head back to Freedom State. I mean, I did it myself.
Yeah.
To Frontier Station. We pass by the Lucid Cannon and see if we can't get into their information bags.
Well, here's a thought.
Uh-huh.
Vector was heading away from here in a fighter ship.
Yeah. Where would he have gone? Right? Good point.
Yeah. He
Well,
could have
all we
headed
could do
straight
is-
to that cache and maybe gotten to a bigger ship and got the hell out.
Maybe.
Would there be
We
a
do
bigger
also
ship
have
out
our
of commission?
probes.
Mm-hmm.
We have our probes as well, our sensor probes, but doing the entire sweep of the nebula, especially. Actually, Squee, would my character be familiar at all of the idea of floating caches and the general size or the makeup of something like this? Like, would they be like lockers floating out into space? Would they be like just like old derelict ships that are used for that? Like, what would
I
what
would
would
say
that
your
be like?
background would give you some information. Here's
Like drop points and shit like that. I'm
right.
sure buggers
Here-
use it all the time.
Here's what your background would know. Caches can come in any various shapes or sizes. Could be
Okay.
derelict ships, could be just a crate, could be a
Mhm.
small station, anything. The one thing that you would know for sure
Uh-huh.
is that if you're going to hide something out in space, you
Uh-huh.
need some way to anchor it. You can't just have it drifting off into nothing. So a very common thing to do
Uh-huh.
is to have a cache orbit something.
Okay, now here's another thing that might. I'm hoping I could do a math basic check, and that is I want to recall. I would like my character to recall the few hits that they said they did. Right? Calculate just a quick average in tonnage, and then think about the dimensions of something that would be able to hold cargo of that amount. You know.
Okay.
So we know that we're not looking for a 3x5 foot locker. Perhaps we're looking for some sort of container or setup that is maybe, 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet
Sure,
tall and
do-
Or
wide.
even a
Give me a
small
math
ship.
check. Yeah, do me a math check.
Okay. Math basic, any modifiers?
Yeah, I would say since you were there and witnessed everything, yeah, I'd say you make it easier by 20.
Oh, okay. Great. I succeed by 20. My math basic was 90, so it was 98, so I succeed considerably.
That's actually really good. So here's what I'm going to say. The two things that you ended up selling or getting rid of, or actually you still have one of them, was not very large. One was medical supplies, the other one was jewelry.
Yeah.
However, you are also very aware that the things Snipe used to sell and the things that these pirates specialized in are
That's
heavy
right.
equipment, generally weapons and armor and things like that. And that kind of thing, especially from what you saw from Snipes and all that, that would take some room. It would definitely. You're not looking for a small crate. I'm gonna say with that math check, to hold any sizable amount, you're looking at something that's at least 50 by 50 feet.
Okay. So then my question is this. Do the probes that we were given by Snipe, would they be sensitive enough, if we spread them out intelligently, to detect any sort of mass in which something could orbit around in this nebula?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because in order, or at least I'll say this, and this is a very good reason why you did the math check. For something the size that you would be looking for to orbit around, it would be big enough for your sensors to pick it up. Yes.
Good.
I have
Good.
a question. I would like to possibly make a skill roll.
Okay.
To possibly narrow down the field of Isaac going into the mindset of like a bandit back at home. Where would he personally, hide something like that? Would I be able to make a fine
I
contraband
will let you make
or
a
intelligence?
fine contraband. I'm going to put a penalty on it, though, simply because you don't come from space.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna
Yeah.
say penalties because it's Earth.
Yeah. Well,
What is-
we could be like in character be discussing like brainstorming together. So maybe this is
Sure.
where this would be
Okay,
really helpful
okay.
for us.
Then you know what? That's actually a very good point. So give it a -15. So harder by 15. It won't be as harsh as I first thought, because it's true. You'd be able to draw on the knowledge of those who are from space.
All right. So let's see if I make it. I fail by 25.
Oh,
Yeah. It's just
Failures are
space is so vast and so
Uh-huh.
different.
I've
And
got
it's,
no idea.
and it's fair. The mechanics of space are
Mhm.
just so different than on a planet somewhere.
Yeah.
I do
like
want
to
to
think
mention,
like in
though.
character, Vern is like, well, I once hunted down a guy, he hid something in a false rock, and my guy would just gesture around the nebula. You see any false rocks around here?
This could be fake. That could be fake. That could be fake. That could be fake. They could all be fucking
Actually,
fake for all I know.
I do want to mention this because I think it's absolutely fantastic. When I was giving you guys your XP for the past 3 sessions, I
Yeah?
almost forgot about Isaac and Talavac's unskilled check to find weak spots in the hull. And without that, Isaac would not have leveled up. So
Yep.
literally, Isaac leveled up by an unskilled failed roll check to find a weak spot in the hull. So
Yep.
nothing is wasted.
Failure is a way of learning.
Indeed.
All right. Anywho, okay. So guys, then our plan of action then is to get aboard William Bonney's ship, right? Try to find that little hidden cache that he's got, salvage anything else that is left in the ship, like as far as small items go, and see if there's any big items that still have any sort of integrity.
Yeah. See if any of our audiovisual tiles are still there.
Yes,
Because they
that's
might have been
extremely
shredded.
important.
They might have been shredded. We don't know.
I know, but I say Talavac should show up on his EVA suit because he's the one who placed them, and
Yeah.
he's got keen eyes, so he's the one who's most likely able to recover the damn things. So, are we all cool with doing that next?
yeah.
I think so, yes.
All right.
Okay, so, all right. Sorry, so you guys are going to Bonnie's ship, and you said Talavac's going to go in the EVA suit, right?
Well, do I have to wear the EVA? I could just wear my regular armor.
You could wear your regular armor, sure.
Oh, okay.
You need
I'll-
something that's environmentally contained, because it is now just a drifting Hulk.
The big difference between the EVA and your armor is the EVA suit has mag boots.
Yeah, I will have to say, there is no gravity there.
Yeah.
And if your armor has magnetic boots, fantastic, but...
All right. Well, that's something to look into in the future. Okay, I'll put on the EVA suit just to make things easier.
Good call, Homer.
Okay.
I think if I would love to just kind of go and explore.
I'm
if that's
good at
possible.
staying aboard the Starlock here then instead.
Yeah, same. I think Isaac has had enough of zero gravity for 1 century.
Not only that, I want to keep an eye on the ship, but we do have 2 fucking pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
around here
and
too.
I
And if
think
they're
you
in a
would want
desperate
to.
situation, yeah.
So it's me and you, Lucas?
Lucas nods his head vigorously. I'm going to find the treasure chest.
All right, let's do it.
He's suiting up. Looks like he actually know what he's doing when he's suiting up.
So you guys, you suit up, and you slowly magnetically clomp your way to the other ship, and find that Xavier did a damn good job of tearing the ship apart.
Yay!
It's cracked in the center, and while it's still connected, it looks like almost an L shape. There is some floating debris everywhere. There's no power to the ship whatsoever, with the exception of some sparks here and there. I'm not going to make you guys do a roll because you're in no rush. You knew exactly where Bonnie's room is, so I'm not going to have you do a roll to find, his room or whatnot. You know what? I'm not even going to make you make a roll to find his container, because and only because Talavek's a thief. And I think it's fair to say that if you give Talavek enough time, he will find a cubbyhole.
Oh yeah.
So what you find is a small container in a fake floorboard underneath Bonnie's bed. The container is unlocked, and when you open it up, you find two things. One, first and foremost, is a small pocket computer.
Okay.
With this is gonna laugh. To me, it's gonna be a little bit funny to me. A pocket computer with
pictures of cats.
No, with the only thing that's on it is a single file that's written in Morse code.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
This is funny to me because Piph was just talking to me about this last night, and I'd already written this. It's written in Morse code, and Lucas, if you could give me a and Talavek too, you too, if you have a basic radio check.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You can tell that they are a set of coordinates.
Oh.
I didn't. I'm too busy just looking around.
Oh, okay. You can tell they're a set of coordinates. The other thing that you find, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find it. I had it, and then I lost it because I started searching for other stuff. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. All right. Page this page.
Yay.
All right. You find, and I'll find a way to copy this and throw it into the chat or the group lead for you guys. You find what's called a P field, or a defensive field. It's a phase technology. And Lucas and Talavek, you would have heard of Center, of course. Everyone except maybe Isaac, but I would think even Isaac at some point has heard of Center.
Probably.
Unfortunately, me as a person, I
understand. I was going to explain. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Center is the trading hub of the three galaxies. It is the largest. It's a whole planet, and it's called Center.
Okay.
Actually, the planet is called Promethean, I believe. Oh gosh, I really should have looked this up. I forgot.
It's fine.
But anyway, they are famous for having phase technology, which is a very advanced technology. And in this box, you find a very small, shiny, what is called a defensive field, a field projector. This can be worn as a harness with the projector on the front and back. And basically, it's a harness that has a little silver like box in front and a little silver box in back. And the projector basically has 12 hours of use, and what it does is it generates a force field of 30 MDC.
Oh, nice.
And 12 hours of continual use before it has to be the battery has to be replaced. And it just takes regular batteries. Regular batteries, like the Energizer Bunny,
like D cells.
I'll look up later and see if this is actually a thing in the book. If not, I'll just come up with some price for it. But there's it's a universal type battery that'll charge it. So basically, it's a harness you can wear that will generate, when activated, a 30 MDC shield.
Okay, so where do we want to write this stuff that we've recovered onto? Do we want to just put it on the stuff that we've looted at the bottom, and then we sort through that stuff?
Yeah, let's do
afterwards.
That.
After we're done gathering. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what
I can type it. You keep being a GM.
Okay.
So one personal computer with coordinates
in Morse code.
Lucas is actually gonna go. All right, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna continue looking around, and he's going to Magnet skip off.
I'll do the same.
While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna actually send you a quick screen cap of it because it's a bit more complex than that. But I'll just shoot it over to you. So, Lucas, roll me a D100, and Talavac, you as well after Lucas.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Jesus.
Ooh. All right, that's a good roll. So you're searching for the ship, and you come across.
I like to think it's like somewhere in the crack that he's just kind of floating around in.
Give me 1 second. What do you find? Oh, yeah, okay.
Sparkly dildo.
Oh God, why? No.
I know
No.
just where to put this.
You find
Unicorn!
lodged in hello. That's not what I wanted to.
Oh.
Is it a sparkly dildo?
Hi, Squee.
No, lodged in like in between a locker and the wall. So as if you're not sure if it was meant to be there or it just
got there.
Yeah. You find it's something that yeah, it's lodged in there. It looks like a giant halberd. I'll shoot you a picture of it in a minute, but it looks like you guys all know what a halberd looks like, yes?
It's one of those big axes.
Yes. It looks like that. It's got a wire kind of attached from the base to kind of the top of it. And it's basically Lucas, you would know this as a power halberd, and I'll shoot you the stats, but it basically does 1d6 times 10 mega damage when powered up, and 4d6 SDC otherwise.
Damn.
And it's kind of like a giant vibroblade.
Just
Oh,
like a
wow.
hand-to-hand goddamn railgun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez.
but it's probably big as shit, though.
Well, yeah. Halberds
Yeah.
are. They're like 8
No,
feet
well,
long.
I was just thinking of the disadvantages of having that in close quarters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, so that's what you find. Talavac, you find hidden away in someone's locker, just a pirate's foot locker who's it's just floating around in the air. You find a little, it's almost like a bunch of bananas. Basically, you find 6 tear gas grenades tied together.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So it's kind of like a
Power
bunch of
halberd.
banana grenades.
Yep.
Okay. I just
Did you see a bunch of banana grenades?
Uh-huh.
It's tear gas grenades.
No, but okay, let me say it this way. Like a bunch of bananas, not bunch as in a number, but bunch as in a grouping of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, are they shaped like bananas so they're easier
No.
to throw? Is there some sort of monkey race that developed these grenades and they thought,
That
hey, let's
would
shape this like our food? Like,
Try to throw it at boomerangs back.
well, if you think about it, they typically call the traditional American World War World War II grenade a pineapple grenade. Maybe
Yeah.
monkey people had banana grenades.
Well,
if they were bananas that exploded, I would have given them to Lucas right away.
Oh my god, you would have gone nuts. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta let you keep salvaging the William Bonnie ship.
Well, actually, I was gonna say that's all you guys find.
what about the
Oh.
tiles? Are there any tiles left?
The
Yeah.
Should we roll
Ah,
a d4? Should we do something like that?
D4, there's more than 4 of them that we placed.
No,
we
you
only had
placed 4
5.
because
Oh,
Talavac.
yeah, because
scooped up one.
Talavac
Uh-huh.
took the bed.
Yes,
Okay.
just give me a simple 1d4.
Aw.
You could do like 1d5 minus 1 or something.
Roll a 4. Roll a 4.
Uh,
Oh, yeah,
Talavac.
so the guarantee that we get 2, I guess? I don't know. Anyways.
Mm.
Oh!
Whoa! Every single one!
Talavac!
Nicely
We got
done.
all of them.
Got him.
Dude, those things are expensive as fuck.
Yeah, they were like 500 grand total.
I know.
And now we have them all.
Okay, so we gotta put that back in our group loot. shouldn't we?
I'm doing that. I am
You're
doing
doing
that
that?
right
Good
now.
on you.
Yes.
Good on you.
Okay, that is about all that you find on Bonnie's ship. Everything else is either damaged beyond repair, or just well, I hesitate to say not of interest because how am I supposed to judge that? But everything else looks of not much value.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so this is like a sweep of the pretty much the entire ship, and we just came across junk.
Pretty much, that was all that was left. Yeah.
I gotcha.
You did find lots of weapons. You found lots of rations. You found a couple of suits of body armor. However, all of them are damaged beyond repair. The body armors have giant holes that looks like some sort of giant chain gun ripped through them.
Yeah. I thought.
The food rations are opened and frozen and damaged beyond repair. The weapons are broken or just defective.
Okay.
So,
given that, what's the best out of that? What's the best out of that? Like, what's something that could be salvageable, something that could be useful?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I already gave it to you guys.
Yeah, we
Oh,
already
okay.
have it.
It's already like in the list. It's been factored
Yeah,
in.
it's in the group loot. Right
Oh,
now.
okay. I was just trying to squeeze as much out of it.
I understand.
We're
You know,
fine.
Yeah, I know what you were doing.
It's like, are you sure, DM? Are you sure there isn't something underneath this bed?
No, just look at it as my character being extra thorough. You know.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
If I recall correctly, we were going to get the bodies that we could,
Yes.
and also take a look at that computer.
Yeah.
See if we can
Yes.
possibly get that computer core. Maybe get a ship manifest.
No, that's the Lucitan.
Yeah.
No, well, we also
oh.
want to do William Bonnie's ship to
Yeah.
take a
Sure.
thoroughness.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no. Yes. Go ahead and you have a computer operation check, Talvek. Roll me a computer operation check.
Hold on, Let me check my new percentage. Let's see. That would be just operation, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm feeling good.
No.
Yes, I succeed.
Okay.
A lot.
The computer is almost unusable. The most of the ship is without power. You're able to find one terminal that sparks to life.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what do you find on this computer? You find several personal logs of Captain Bonnie
Okay.
that are not of any sensitive value. It's more like wish these damn boys could read so that I could write down orders for them. Stuff like that. On the computer, the only thing of any sort of consequence that you do find is the exact coordinates of the space station.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that. I mean, what the hell? It'll make it easier for us.
If anything, it's
Yeah.
great for corroboration on what we did.
Yeah.
And you guys were.
Okay. Is there any way I could like retrieve this from the computer, or would I have to transfer?
Sure. Yeah, you succeeded in your check. I'm not gonna make you roll again.
Okay.
Yeah. You can.
All right. Just hold it in my hand, and just look, and then I'll ask Lucas if he's ready to go.
You see him wildly swinging something large in the air.
Oh my God. Be careful with that. But pretty cool.
Yeah.
We need to get back, Lucas.
Found this sweet fan.
Yeah, just you see that part there at the top with all the metal and the sharpness? Yeah, stay. You don't want to put that anywhere near yourself or anybody like us. So yeah.
So, Squee, out of curiosity, how many pirate corpses did we salvage from William Bonnie's ship and the floating around the space station when we were there?
Let's see. Hang on, let me do some quick math here.
Sure, that sounds good.
Found. I'm going to say bodies that are recognizable to someone, as in their head hasn't been blown off or disfigured. Between the two, you're not going to find many on the space station. I'd say you'd find 2 or 3 on the space station because that was a mighty powerful explosion.
Yep. And people could be drifting off to space as we're talking.
the Lucitan. You had captured all of its crew that the ones you killed. We're going to say those are recognizable. I believe you... Did
So
you
those
kill
3.
them in the battle? No, in the battle itself. Did you actually kill any of them? Yeah, you think you did.
Yeah.
You killed one of the Pearlmans.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the ones that you killed, the Pearlman, and I think it was one other, those are recognizable bodies.
The dude in the pilot suit.
Yes.
We definitely killed him.
Those are recognizable. I'm going to say everyone except the one Lucas killed.
With this nose bomb, yeah.
I killed
So
somebody.
we're back down to 4. All right. So.
So 4 there, 2 in the station, and
Okay, so
on
6.
Bonnie's ship, recognizable corpses. I'm going to say 10.
I don't think I killed
16.
anybody.
Oh wow.
He did. Yeah, Lucas didn't kill anybody. He didn't make him. He didn't explode his head. He just damaged him quite a bit.
I'll say that most of the crew that was on Bonnie's ship, they have holes in them, but most of them don't have holes in their faces.
Gotcha. So 16. I got 16. That seems pretty reasonable to you, Squee.
Yes.
Great.
Wow.
Keep track of that. You never know how many of those guys might have bounties on them.
Imagine these guys being $100,000 each. Can you imagine that?
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty high. They'd
That's
have to be
pretty
pretty
high, but,
famous. But regardless, it's a pound of flesh, right? We'll make money for it. It'll be worthwhile.
A man can dream, can he?
We should
Sure.
probably make one more pass by the Lucitan or retcon, getting a bit of trying to get a bit of the information from the computer on the Lucitan.
No, I say we head straight towards the Lucitan anyway,
Yeah.
because there's one thing I want to check on our way over there, which is, I want to know the coordinates that are found on Bonnie's computer. I want to know if those are new coordinates or if those are coordinates that match up with the location that Vector told us when we were interrogating him or questioning him. I want to know if those are the same or if they're different. Because I know he said, I remember asking Vector, I'm like, do you have anything to prove what you're saying is true? And he's like, yeah, there's a secret facility out in this area, right? I was pretty sure it wasn't in the nebula, but I want to be thorough. I want to check. I want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. I see exactly what you're saying now. Okay. Well, we can just, you guys just want to narratively cover it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You head back to the Lucitan, which has its computers are in fine working condition. The ship itself is not doing well, but I mean, you didn't take out the power. So,
Well,
actually,
we took
no.
out the engines.
Here's what I'm going to say, because you did take out its power core. You've got an engineer with you. The ship has no power, but he's able to jerry-rig a power source for you to turn a computer on, because you did take out its power. Yeah, so he'll jerry-rig something. On Salvaging?
Yes.
And anyone else with computer usage, I'm going to actually need a computer usage skill from you guys.
Alright.
Give it a whack.
Let's double check here what I got.
Oh, I made it.
You mean computer operations, Squee?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll it. I got a 70% chance. And of course I fail by 4.
I failed by 10.
I made it by 3.
Wow, success is a success. You find that the computer has an incredibly simple password on it. I was thinking about making you use your hacking skill, but here's the thing: these pirates were not literate, so a password would have to literally be like 1, 2, 3
or something that spelled out boobs or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that it's easy enough that that anyone with some computer knowledge could probably crack it, and you did. So well done, Taliban.
I just kind of smirked to myself. I'm like, I wish it were all like this.
The password is password.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in.
Yep.
Oh, it's here. It's right here on the sticky note, right next to the.
Yeah.
All right, punch it up.
All right. On the Lucitan, you see very, very simple messages and things that turn out to be duty schedules, requisition requests if you could call. Bathroom needs more toilet paper.
Boring.
Fucking David. Squeeze explaining stuff. Boring. Keep going, boring.
No. Basically, I'm like thumbing the freaking mouse, just boring,
It's
boring,
just
boring.
really funny how that.
Okay.
Right. No. And that's how I took it too. He was in character. Then you come across something that is a bit more intelligently written. And it looks like, after a minute or two of reading, it looks like a list of possible targets. They are ship schedules. And many of them hold possible ship cargo for each target.
Xavier, come look at this.
Okay. Come on by. Oh, yep. That seems right. I bet you that's all the booty that they took.
Oh, no. You see that these are dated for the future. These are possible
Oh.
future targets.
Oh. Oh. Interesting.
Well, we just stopped that from happening.
We did?
Yep.
I wonder... You know what? Keep a copy of this. We might be able to go to these individuals and these companies, explain to them our good deeds and how we prevented this, and maybe they'll throw some credits our way.
That's a very good plan. Yeah, I'm going to make a copy.
Now, mind you, we're not going to be extorting them or anything like that. It's just, and we won't necessarily,
not exactly
we won't demand a reward, but maybe some of them might be just so grateful that we prevented them from being blasted.
It's only the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They need to know.
Yeah.
Xavier gives Televac a big
smile. And I smile back because I know what the hell you mean. Okay. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rip a copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You rip a copy off, that's no problem. The computer itself isn't damaged at all, so the power source holds, and you are able to pull a copy of it. Right. Do you want to pull a copy of the requisition requests, or
anything that would be important, but the irrelevant stuff? I don't care about their toilet paper supply.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Got it. So basically, the schedule of possible targets.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Mm-hmm. All right. And that is what you find. Everything else on the Lucitan is in the list I already gave you guys. Like I said, we made the list to kind of expedient that part of it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what would you guys like to do next?
Well, I'm curious to know whether the coordinates that we found on Bonnie's personal computer match the coordinates that Vector gave us, or if they're completely different.
You can tell that just by looking at them, they are completely different.
Excellent. If I'm able to plug in the coordinates on William Bonnie's computer into our navigation systems, does it imply that those coordinates, the Bonnie coordinates we'll call them, are they within the nebula?
Yes, they are.
Guys, I suggest before we go back to Frontier Station, take a look at this. We might not have to be probing out. Bonnie might have just lured us right to where the cache is.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah.
Now, normally I wouldn't suggest doing this since our engines are not doing so hot, but we do have a cloaking system. So hopefully we can bug out in case they have some sort of defenses set up, which, knowing these guys, they probably do. But it's at least worth a general investigation, don't you think?
Yes, and I do. Yeah, the sabotage and the booby traps is definitely something we got to watch out for.
Yeah. Definitely. But nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Exactly.
Okay, so if it's okay by you guys, I'm going to turn the Starlock towards those coordinates.
Do it.
We'll head on by. All right.
Okay.
Make it so.
All right, number one.
Make it so, number one. All right, you guys head towards those coordinates. They're only about 2 hours away in your limping state. Which means that normally they would have not been that far at all. I should also point out, because we just as a courtesy to the viewers, because we handled this off session, I have changed the speeds a lot.
Oh, good.
Because it wasn't making sense. The scanner ranges were way too big and speeds were way too slow. A stealth drive lasts for up to 5,000 miles and you can go Mach 9. That means it's like 45 minutes before you can reach someone, and that's ridiculous. So
really?
What I've done... well, because here's the thing. You guys are smugglers. The stealth drive is designed to run blockades and the like. It's really hard to run a blockade when they have 45 minutes to prepare for you.
Touche. You know what? I like that. Okay. No, these do make intuitive sense. Sorry, I was thinking of a different setting.
Now, I think I put in the Skype the change.
No, I did not get any.
If I did not, I will.
That was like
We
the
can
day
figure it out as we
after,
play.
the day after we
Oh,
played
here we
last
go.
time,
Here we
so
go.
it's been two weeks.
So here's what the new speed is. The speed should be 12,000 miles per hour. Per let's say Mach level, because let's keep it simple. Your ships could go Mach 7 or 8 or 9 and whatnot. Per Mach is 12,000 miles per hour, which means 200 miles per minute. Which means at max speed, your ship could cover 5,000 miles in 2.5 minutes, as opposed to 45.
That sounds better. Way
right.
better.
So it's still because it's not like a cloaking device. They still have 2.5 minutes of where they can see you, but that's a lot different than 45.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
So what's the range on our cloak then? Is it 5,000?
5,000 miles. Mm-hmm.
Miles. Okay, cool. And with Mach top speed Mach, that's 2.5 minutes instead of 45. Okay, cool.
For your ships at sublight speed.
Ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, groovy.
The greatest part of this?
Not at the moment, because I think you guys are running at half speed right now. But still.
Half and damage speed. Yeah, we're going at like a quarter
We're
now.
sputtering along, yeah.
But so it took you about 2 hours to reach the coordinates, and what you find in the coordinates is a rather large asteroid.
Ooh.
That is just kind of floating through space. And your scanners will pick up as you get close a square-shaped container about the size of a very, very large room. And thank you for the biohazard bag. Love you. And
I love you too, Squee, but I didn't give you shit.
It's fruit. She just placed a biohazard bag on my desk, and I'm like, what? Sorry. It's the size of a large room. And when I say a large room, I mean maybe the size of your cargo bay.
Wow.
And it's a perfectly
so
square.
Ironically, it can't fit in our cargo bay because we have.
No, ironically not. Xavier would definitely know this. This is a portable storage unit. There are things that you can buy or rent. They are like a real day storage unit that is movable.
They're a locker in space.
Exactly. That's exactly what
locker
they are.
in space. Yeah. Well, guys, now because you said my character is somewhat familiar with this concept, this technology. Obviously, if I were a pirate, of course, the odds of someone stumbling upon something like this is minimal, but it could still happen. So, typically, what are the security procedures on a lock like this? Are we talking about just a simple electronic locking mechanism? Are we talking something more intricate?
It depends on the model,
Okay.
but the basic average model is a simple electronic lock.
Okay.
These are not what people use generally to keep their most prized possessions. This isn't a safe to crack kind of thing.
Right. Well, my suggestion is, Talavac, if you're up for it, I can jockey us right next to it. You get in an EVA suit, you float on over, you see if you can't. You just check it out for now. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily need to open it because we don't want all the stuff floating out all over the place, right?
Right.
But I want you to. It'd be nice for you to check it out to see what kind of security mechanisms on there. You mentioned booby traps, and
yeah,
I imagine that you're probably the most competent out of all us when it comes to identifying something like that.
Well, I'll give it my best shot. I mean, I've seen some pretty shady wiring, and I've seen some really complex, so I'll just have to go and use my expertise.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
I'll swing our ship right up next to it, so you don't have far to drift.
And I've also just sent you guys a copy of the P field generator.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I take it I gotta suit up and go back out.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. I didn't know if I could just look out the window with a binoculars or something like that. I go to Lucas. Lucas, you have been much better with locks lately than I have. I might need you, so be ready when I call you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go and check it out.
All right. Okay. You go. You check it out. You don't have 0G movement.
Could I be tethered, maybe? With a rope?
Yes, well, you could.
You
I
were tethered.
God, I was
100%
assuming.
you were tethered.
Yeah, I was tethered.
Bye, Calabac.
Bye!
Whee!
You
Give
can
me
go
a,
get my dried, frozen corpse in a couple of 100 years.
Give me an unskilled check. So roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
So Lucas is standing there in his EVA suit, just leaning against the wall, waiting for you to go.
Why do I have all the high rolls?
Halifax starts floating towards the container, and then starts drifting off course. And
Help!
Lucas, you see him start waving his hand.
Hey, I'm not...
I like close my eyes. No one can see this. I close my eyes. I open them. I grab the tether and I pull him back in.
Oh god. Oh god. It's scary out here.
Buddy?
It's very scary out here. I don't like working in this
The
condition.
box is that way.
I noticed that. Okay, is there any way I could like try to aim and then just push? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Roll me another skill check.
I don't know what. Help me, GM. I don't know what I'm doing out here.
I'll guide you there.
All right.
Are you ready?
Jesus.
No, not yet. Just pulls him
Oh,
back
God.
in while he jumps out.
Okay. All right. Third time. Okay.
Hold my hand.
Okay.
I'll guide you.
All right. Here we go.
My hand and
Okay.
Okay, what kind of skill check am I doing? Just movement?
Yeah, do 0G movement.
Any penalties?
No.
Okay. I succeed by a butt ton.
All right. You are able to, even with Talavac's bumbling 0G movement, you're able to guide him over there just fine.
I pat you on the back. Thank you. Thank you.
I see like Lucas is just spinning in the air, cannonballing towards him.
Nice.
Okay. Now I'm gonna check out the box.
What's in the box?
In the box. Roll me a.
It's a bunch of severed heads. I'm out.
What you see is a very simple electronic keypad. Didn't you take like hacking or something of the like?
Oh, I have hacking, operation, and all those skills.
Okay, for a second there when you said operation, I'm like,
I have all the skills.
Operation, programming, and hacking. Yeah.
got it for a second. I was like, I'm not sure how surgery is gonna help, but
No.
yeah, no, I
Looking at
am
my
with you. I'm
character.
with you. It just
Yeah.
it was the first thing that flashed in my mind.
I got
Okay.
juggling.
So, yeah, roll me a hacking. It's a simple electronic lock, so roll me a hacking skill. And give it a 30% easier because you've got all the time in the world.
Okay, so that would make it a 4, 5, 7. That would make it 75%. Jesus. Okay. I like that. All right, here we go. And bam!
Nicely done.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right. You're very after a few moments, a few moments,
Mhm.
you're able to discern a very simple sequence of numbers, which you lock down and or press down, and the door slides open.
Just a radio back. It's open.
I got first dibs and he leaps into the grave.
No. I have to insist that you stay back. We don't know what's in here.
I'm finding out.
Oh, no. Just be careful and open it slowly.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be listening to any of it.
He grabs the door and opens it.
Okay, how much stuff comes tumbling out of this thing?
Nothing, actually.
Oh.
Use a. I got a. Would it be safe to assume that I have like a little light, or if the EVA suit has some sort of light on it that I could use to see inside?
Yeah. I'd say there's a flashlight in it or something.
Okay, yeah.
One in is a sploogie, and he's gonna tumble in.
You remembered Splugor's nickname, Sploogies. I love you so much, Piph and Lucas. I hope it's not as splooky as that bullshit. Gonna die. Oh, that's amazing.
I'm gonna look inside with the flashlight.
All right, you look inside.
Is this Logorth? I'm gonna poop myself.
What you see is very neatly stacked crates, and one thing in the back. That once you get a little closer, well, actually, do you go in?
Oh fuck yeah! I'm in Squee.
Okay.
He's in like the Flynn.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm thinking to myself, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to Lucas. Okay, so yeah, I go in.
All right, so here's what you find. You find several crates at the back. On the back wall, you see a. Oh, I gotta scroll to that page real quick. Give me a second. Not dot. Just press enter.
Do you say goths?
I said not. I typed in the page number and then period. I'm like, no.
Oh, I thought you said goths. I'm like, if it's a bunch of gothic teenagers, let's just close the.
I say we close it and then blow it up.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do it this way. I'm gonna shoot you guys over. So in the crates, I'm gonna shoot over what you find in the crates first. In the crates, you find on the crates is a very, very distinct marking of the Naruni Enterprises.
Oh, boner time, boner time.
And inside the crates, I'm gonna paste this underneath.
I got a scaly.
Found.
You got a scaly. Congratulations.
Boners.
Scaly.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
All right, so I'm going to mark the numbers that you find in blue. Maybe a lighter blue so you can actually see what they are. The numbers are at the beginning. So the number at the beginning of each
7, 8, yeah, 4. So that's the quantities, you mean?
That's the quantity that you find, yeah.
Oh my god.
Of each.
God.
I can't. I don't have the loot up. Well, where the hell?
It's a risk group loot. Yeah.
I'll have to look for it later.
No, I'll just link it to you right now.
Okay.
I guess. Bookmark this. Bookmark it.
Okay, so yeah, you guys find 2 NE 75H shoulder cannons, 4 NE 75mm shoulder cannons, 8 NE 95 double threat assault rifles, and 1 NE 200 plasma cartridge machine gun. Now, as far as hang on, I gotta actually look them up in the source books.
No pistols.
2d4 times 10 plus 20 MD.
Yeah, and the Rooney Enterprises are kind of fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Inferno.
Yeah.
Give me in riffs. Give me. God dang it.
You earn this shit, bitch.
I'll get you guys the market value of them soon. That is what you find in the crates. On the back wall, you find 2 things. You find, attached to the wall, a very shiny, almost new-looking Silver Hawk Attack Exoskeleton, or CAF, or from the CAF. A Silver Hawk, as most of you would know, is a compromise between the desire for firepower and heavy armor when it comes to power armor. This baby is completely environmentally friendly and something that can be used to attack fighters.
Wow. So it's like a fighter, but in a power armor is what it is.
Pretty much.
Yep. That. Well, which makes them even harder to hit.
You find strapped to the leg of it a owner's manual. This basically here's what you seem to have stumbled upon. This is where Bonnie was keeping his best loot. This is where they must have hit at some point obviously a Naruni ship. Yeah. And everything looks brand spanking new, and this power armor even has its owner's manual. So I will get you the stats, but just to list them off, the MDC is 420 to the main body, 100 to the head, 150 to the arms, etc., etc. It has a contragravity system, which is 200 MD. So contragravity is like a jetpack, but a little bit fancier.
Gotcha. It
can run 70 miles per hour at maximum. It can fly up to Mach 2. Now, we're actually going to say this is a regular Mach 2. Mach 12 in space. So we'll say, okay, here's what we'll say. In the atmosphere, Mach 2. In space, Mach 12 is going to match the Mach 12 of your fighters because this thing's supposed to fly as fast as a fighter does.
Gotcha.
Altitude unlimited, underwater maximum speed of 50 miles per hour. Range is unlimited. This thing is 9 feet tall, 11 feet wide. I'll shoot you a picture of it in a second. It has a physical strength of PS 50.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What's its actual name, just so I can write it down in our group list?
Sure, it is called the
Army
Silverhawk
Armies.
Attack Exoskeleton.
Silverhawk Attack Exoskeleton.
Uh, what category is this under in our loot? I'm sorry.
I have
at the very bottom. At
Yeah.
the very bottom of the page is everything that we've taken so far. So after Lucas's items, this is all the stuff, and we're adding
we
it
have
because
a
we're gonna
ton
suss
of
through
loot.
this out and who take what we're gonna sell, what we're gonna keep, the whole deal. Right?
Oh wow.
We can probably we don't have to do that right this very second either. But anyways, but yes, I'm just writing this down so we don't forget. You know, be like, yeah, we got this stuff. Oh, did anyone write down the exoskeleton that we got? Oh no. You know. All right. Was there? It sounded like you wanted to explain. You said there were two things in the corner, didn't you?
Yes. In between its legs, at the very bottom, Lucas, you'll find a very ornate, small chest.
Oh hell yeah! Found it.
It's something you could carry in two hands. And when you pick it up, you see that there is a lock on it that is completely smooth. And through your experience as a mystic, you can tell that this kind of box is a very simple box to open, but only for a specific type of person, a person that can mold PPE. And you know that by molding PPE into the box, you can open the lock.
All right, let's give this thing a whirl.
All right, you open the box. You mold your PPE in it. If you could expend 2 PPE for me.
2 done.
Oh god, you're never gonna get that back.
There's a very soft click in space. You can feel the vibrations of a very soft click.
There we go.
And the lid swings open. And inside, you find 2 scrolls. And I need you to roll me 2 d20s, please.
Oh, while he's doing that, I'm gonna radio back and tell him that this is the greatest day of our lives.
Xavier will excitedly ask, and we can just say in character, tell him that.
Yeah, and I give you the rundown.
Rudy!
And I'm trying to hold back the tears.
You see that these are magic spell scrolls, and one of them is for magical boxing gloves, and another one is for clacking teeth.
Oh, yay! I know inherently because these are inherent to my class. Exactly what these are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I heard clacking teeth. What was the first one?
Magical boxing gloves.
Oh my god. Of course. Great.
Lower the ramp. We got some things to bring over.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Actually, you'll have to handball it through the airlock. We can't open the.
Well, you know what I
cargo bay
mean.
in space.
Actually, this is the kind of container, now that you're sure it's clear of defenses and all that, Xavier, give me a piloting check. If you wanted to, you could dock with it, if you tried.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I want to do that. All right, piloting check. Don't fail me now. Small spacecraft, 74%.
Yes, nicely done. You're able to dock with it successfully.
Sweet.
All right, so let me get you the market prices of the Naruni merchandise.
I just come over holding up one of the big rifles. Look at this! Look at this!
I see it. Please make sure it's not loaded before you start swinging it around. I'm excited too. That thing could single-handedly blow a giant hole in our hull.
No, I'm holding it sideways and it's unloaded. But yes, look
So
at that.
what's it? You know what? Oh my God! I can't believe I'm saying this, Mr. Know-It-All GM over here.
Mm-hmm.
A shoulder cannon. I'm assuming that's an attachment that you put on your shoulder, right? Well,
No, actually, it's a sniper and anti-armor rifle.
Oh, so it's definitely a rifle. Okay.
Think of it somewhat similar to, and this actually says it in the description, the 20th century Urs Beretta 50 caliber rifle.
Oh, okay. So definitely not a pistol.
And look
No.
at this! Yes.
Definitely not positive. And that's why it does the 2d4 times 10 plus 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is the market value of that because these things are brand new. So the market, and I'm going to give you the market value, not what you could sell it for, like the other list. So let's differentiate the two. The other list is what you could sell that stuff for. This is I'm giving you the market value because this is a different thing, if that makes sense.
Sure.
The shoulder cannons, both of them are 80,000 apiece. The double threat assault rifles.
Just a second, I'm gonna just write this. I'm gonna just say MV 80,000 each. I'm gonna just write this down so we know.
Right. The double threat assault rifles are 75,000 credits each.
Hold up a second. So both the shoulder cannons, because I got any 75H and a 75M, are they the same
Correct.
price?
They're both the same price.
Okay, let me get that. Okay, so double threat. Hey, what's the market value of them each? Sorry.
80.
Oh, so the
80,
same as the.
No, and then I'm sorry. The double threat. I'm sorry. 75,000. So 5,000 difference.
Okay.
And then the
cartridge machine gun.
Yes, the machine gun is. Give me a second, because that's in a different spot.
Oh, I hold up a double threat. I'm like, I like this one.
Sure.
I should point out that you have not found any ammunition for anything. It's just the weapons themselves.
That's fine.
The machine gun is 95,000 market credits.
Okay. Great.
It's Naruni, man.
Naruni is so sexy. So sexy. So, just to be clear, the 36 medium missiles that we salvaged, which is sweet, will not fit in our long-range missile launcher, will it?
No, actually, your missile launcher isn't a long, medium, or short range. It is simply a missile launcher. It's what missiles you choose to put in it.
Oh, good, because we ran out of a lot of. We actually ran out of all of our missiles.
You can use anything but mini missiles.
Oh, groovy.
You can even use the. I believe you can even use the torpedoes. I'd have to
Sweet.
check to be absolutely sure on that, but I think so.
Groovy. All right. Nice to know. I'm assuming they'd have to be configured. We couldn't just randomly stick one in and hope it fires, but it has the capability of firing all three sizes. That's good.
It would just be something that you tap into the computer to tell it which type you're loading in.
Really? Okay. We are in the future.
Yeah, short range, medium range, and long range missiles are all made to specific specifications so that a generic missile launcher can fire them. It's basically just telling the computer what it has in it so it knows how to launch it.
Groovy. Okay.
Oh, this is sweeter than any sugar and nectar I've come across in my life.
No. Don't lick the guns.
Yeah.
I just might have to taste it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are we good to head back towards Frontier, laden with goods and pirate corpses and pirates and their booty?
I think I'm good.
I am so happy right now.
We made sure to take pictures of the station, Bonnie's ship, and the Lucitan, correct?
Yeah, we talked about it, so I think that's fair, right, Squee?
Indeed.
Okay, so
then I think we're good.
Awesome. So I will head the Starlock back towards Frontier.
All right. You head back towards Frontier. You have let's see. It's what did I say? It was a day's journey from Frontier to the Nebula.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucas, you haven't done it yet. Roll me a D100.
What? All right.
I'm not sorry, not Lucas. Isaac, roll me a D100.
Okay. 39.
Okay. You're there are a few times where your engines sputter a bit due to the damage they've taken, but your engineer, your ever so grateful engineer, is able to keep them breathing, so you're able to limp back to the station.
Sweet. I'm going to give this... Well, I don't think we should give this guy tons of money, but I think we should give him a very happy amount.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, too. Buttocks a few times. Okay.
Like, something to tune of like 400 grand or something. I don't know.
That is a ton. The man, that is a ton of money. But that's okay.
Yeah,
well, we'll tell you what. We have to figure out how much we have before we can give him anything, right?
Yeah.
So this is my suggestion, and take it for what it is. I would. The only scene I'm really interested in role playing is our conversation with Paul. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not only about dealing with the pirates, but dealing with the information that we found, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, as far as what we decide to sell, what we get for it, and what we end up buying or paying our engineer, I think can all just be talked about, right? Instead of role played. That's my suggestion. Yeah, narratively. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dave?
let's do it.
Piffy?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing with my toys.
Okay. So do we want to do the role play with Paw first?
Sure.
I have a question, Squee.
Uh-huh.
It realistically, and even in the rule books and things like that, it will take time to learn the magic spell. What would be the time frame?
The time frame to learn each spell. What's your IQ?
My IQ is 13.
So that's a little above average. I would say if you spend a week of dedicated effort, as in you pretty much ate, lived, breathed, and slept the scrolls, it would take a week per spell. If you wanted to take it at a more leisurely pace, which means just kind of in your off time, I would say a month per spell. And then if you want to go somewhere in between, we'll kind of use those two metrics to gauge it.
All right.
Start good with meeting with Pa?
Meeting with Paw first? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
You go to Pa's office,
Uh-huh.
and you're ushered in,
Mm-hmm.
and Pa is sitting at his table, and he says, "You're back. It took you quite some time, and I have heard no news. How goes your hunt?"
Well, the hunt is over, Paw. And we have some extremely good news. And then we have some interesting information that we've decided that it might be good to share with you. But let's go with the good news first. The pirates that were operating in the nebula nearby, I give them the coordinates of the nebula, have been completely and utterly dismantled and destroyed. And while he's talking, I think it's fair enough to help bring up his personal computer and show him photos of the wrecked Lucitin, Bonnie's ship, the space station itself. In addition, we have, as proof of this, we have stockpiled quite a bit of pirate corpses into our ship in hopes of claiming any sort of bounty. In addition, we secured 2 live pirates who can corroborate everything that we're going to tell you. And at this point, Xavier would be very comfortable in explaining to Pa the general makeup, the operations, how many ships, how many men, and who they were striking, right? So, we can gladly say that by the skin of our teeth, we managed to take out these guys single-handedly. Although it requires some creative thinking and some pretty strong, teamwork, for lack of a better word.
As you explain your story,
Mm-hmm.
you see a change come over Pa that you've never seen before. And by the time you finish your story, the look on his face is one of sincere, a mix of admiration and surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "When I left this in your hands, I expected you to hire mercenaries and strike them. I never expected you to be quite so efficient in dismantling such a powerful threat. I may have misjudged you."
Perhaps. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's always a pleasant information. Say, for example, if you buy a valuable jewel to realize its value is actually double than you anticipated. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, It is not indeed. I now understand why Heart speaks so highly of you.
Sweet girl, I suppose.
He kind of grunts a little bit in acknowledgement and then says, "So, you have eliminated the pirates. My men will, of course, verify this, but I don't really think that they will find anything contrary to what you've told me."
Well, our only request is that when you do the verification, if you could ask your men not to salvage anything just yet, since I think it's reasonable to assume that we've laid claim on any sort of salvaging rights, since we're the ones who made them into salvage.
Pa will fold his paws together and say, "Indeed, I did say that anything you found there would be yours. I will instruct them accordingly.
Okay.
I think it's safe, and I rarely do this, for now, to assume that everything you say is true and to act accordingly. So, until I have reason to think otherwise, you have an option in front of you. I believe the deal was 10 million off your debt, or oh god, what was it? 1 million up front?
Yeah, it was 1 million.
Yeah, 1 million. Okay, I got my notes.
1 million of cold hard cash,
or
10
1
million off our
million
debt.
credits. Also, any loot that you've gotten that you wish to get rid of, I would request first pick.
All right.
I will promise to give you a fair deal.
Fair enough. We're still sorting through everything that we've come through, but we'll be sure to let you know of our inventory, our sale inventory first, before we go to any of the other dealers.
He nods. He says, "To save you some time, any jewelry, petty, small time things, I'd rather not deal with."
Okay. So Xavier will look around to his compatriots, to Isaac, to Lucas, to Talavac, and say, "So what do you say, guys? 10 million or 1?
Can I speak to you out in the hallway, Xavier?
Okay." And Xavier will give a polite smile to Pa.
While you're leaving, Lucas is 10 million. That's the one I want.
Agreed. Can we all? Talavac is okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll go with 10 million. Lucas, Isaac, why don't you suss out the details of the alleviation of our debt with Pa? This will just take a moment, Pa. I'm sorry.
Come on, Sparky, we're going to be doing numbers.
Pa nods to you.
All right. Walk a good way from the office, like down the hall. What about the special information?
I was just about to get to that, Talavac.
Okay.
I wanted to make him very happy with the pirates before we laid that on.
I just wanted to be sure. I
definitely did not forget about that.
Okay, I put a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I'm like, just nod. I'm like, okay, good. It was eating at me, and I just wanted to make sure that we about that.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got my back.
All right, then pat you back, and all right, and we'll head back in.
All right.
All right.
So that didn't take very long at all.
No.
Xavier will sit back down, and then this is when Inferno asks, out of character, if everyone is cool that I bring up this information that Vector told us, or would someone rather do the talking and take the lead on this?
I am completely fine with you bringing it up. All I need to make sure to do is know if we're getting 1 million up front or 10 million off our debt.
I think we all voted for the 10 million, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will mark that down.
Okay.
And I will gesture to you and nod my head,
Okay. So at this point, Xavier will rub his hands a little bit, and he'll say, "Well, I'm glad that things have started between us so well, because the loot and the dead pirates aren't all that we retrieved, Pa. Now, I want you to understand that we're going to be putting some trust into you. We could have approached this information to a large number of individuals, but not only are you a trusted contact, and frankly, in some words, kind of our employer, the guy who's lending us our ship. But also, Pa, I'm not stupid. I know how well connected you are. I know how well you run Frontier Station. I know that this position, you're in a very unique position, politically speaking. So I think you can make the most out of this information. And Xavier will look at him, and he's not giving a smile. It's more of a steely look, just to ensure that Pa has his attention. And he'll then play a snippet, just a small snippet of his conversation with Vector. A snippet that hints that's saying, like, there's something bigger, right? And then Xavier will say, we have significant evidence of a plot between the CCW and what's the other name of the Empire? What's the other political body?
Transgalactic?
Yes, the Transgalactic Empire.
Between the CCW and the Transgalactic Empire. These pirates were led by a secret agent who was meant to go and attack the CCW to weaken them and probe them for weaknesses. We have the location of a hidden facility to corroborate this. We would very much like to sell you this information, Pa, so you can do with it as you will.
Pa, this entire time, has had his hands, I'm just going to call them hands, folded and brought up to beneath his chin as he considers your words. And he says, I'm generally not in the business of buying and selling secrets, but this is an unusual situation.
It is a doozy.
How much do you feel this information is worth?
Well, depending on the party. Now, if I were in your position, which I'm not, but I can materialize two ideas. Sorry, what's the name of the second faction? Why do I keep blanking
The
it?
Transgalactic Empire.
All
Yes.
right. Inferno, all caps, Transgalactic Empire. Okay. Xavier says.
Just think a cross-dressing version of Star Wars' bad guy.
Oh, see, now I'm not going to forget that. So I guess that works as a mental note. Anyways, if I had contacts with the Transgalactic Empire, I would use this as rudimentary blackmail to keep their secret secret. If, however, I wanted to broker very good relations with the CCW or was sympathetic to their cause, letting them know of this plot would be significant to them and might reinforce suspicions that they might have. If you're asking me to put a numerical value on that, that is very, very difficult. I mean, we're talking about the potential lives of millions of people. We're talking about a war.
Billions.
In fact, this might prevent the war. If this came to light, this might at least halt the Transgalactic Empire's attempts. I would say it's worth at least the price of a starship, wouldn't you?
Paul will actually laugh. And he'll say, you are joking, yes? I tell you what. I'm willing to give you 500,000 off your debt.
Okay.
Understand something.
Reasons. Okay.
If what you say is true, knowing about it for certain will give me some peace of mind, of course. Finding a secret military installation somewhere in the vicinity is useful indeed.
Extremely. It could be.
But this is not information that could stop a war if it's coming. And I'm not quite sure how to say this, but I already trust you to a certain extent. Which means that I am not necessarily extremely motivated to verify your evidence. After all, either you are trustworthy and wish to maintain such a reputation, or you are trying to swindle me. and I doubt the second one is likely.
Be pretty foolish, in fact, considering everything. We owe you so much.
Which means that I am willing to give you 500,000 off your debt for the location of that base.
I have a question for you, Pa. Would you be sore if we were to shop around at other individuals, maybe professional information brokers, see if we couldn't get a better deal?
He considers your proposal and then says, do so quickly. If what you say, if this outpost threatens my people, I'd rather this business taken care of soon.
Okay, how about this? 500,000 for the coordinates of the base, but we get to the plot information you don't get.
How about this? 500,000 for the coordinates of the base. Once we establish that the base is there, we determine the threat to our, shall we say, status quo. And if this is indeed as dangerous and relevant as you say, I'll throw in another 250,000.
I don't know, Pa. I mean, maybe I should just go to the CCW and let them know all this stuff. I wonder how much they would reward us.
He shrugs. I really cannot read their minds.
But you have connections with the CCW. You could make a lot out of this. I'm curious why you're so hesitant. And Xavier will give a smile. Did you know about this already?
He shakes his head and he says, I've always had suspicions that, well, it's no secret the two hate each other. The simple truth is that you're a bit of a victim of your own success. All of your dealings with me have been fair-minded and even-handed. You made the mistake of telling me your information before haggling a price. I trust your words. So I'm not greatly
I haven't given you
motivated.
any specifics. You know, I haven't played the entire conversation. You don't know his name. You don't know where he's going for. You don't know the coordinates. We're just talking in vague terms.
My interest is in how this affects my station. The details I'm gambling are not incredibly necessary. I will probably double my security procedures, whatever the case may be. You're welcome to shop around. You might find a better deal, but I promise you, you're not getting the price of a starship from people who don't even know you.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see about that. That's our challenge. How about this then? How about we agree to your proposal, 500,000 off for the coordinates of the location, and if it all checks, so you throw in another 200,000. That's nice. That's generous. Because I think, you might be right, Pa. I mean, you're not a member of the CCW. You're not a member of the Transgalactic Empire. You have to worry about your business, your station. But I think it's fair to say that we don't have to necessarily make this a mutually exclusive agreement, right? I mean, data is data. Information is information. We give you the coordinates as we say. We still have the information that we need, and we can still shop around, maybe find some more politically minded individuals in which to sell this info to.
Pa actually holds up a hand and says, for your sake, hold on to the coordinates for now. There are some that might wish first pickings, I guess. I do not mean to belittle the situation. It's simply that you've done me a great service already. I don't wish to cheat you out of a potential buyer if one exists. I simply am not as motivated as others might be. That doesn't mean that you might find others that this is more valuable to. Remember, Frontier Station is not really part of anything, no matter what our official papers say.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll let you know on our decision then, Pa. Is that fair to say, guys? And Xavier will look around.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you know very soon. Like I said, information has a best before date. That's for darn sure. You're all right, Pa. We can't sit on this for too long. So expect an answer pretty darn soon.
He nods and he
Is
says,
there any way? But tell you what, Pa. Tell you what. Maybe we take away the song and dance. All right. Maybe we don't want to go around and look around, something like that. Maybe just wet our whistle a little bit, okay? How about 500,000 for the coordinates? If it works out, if you're able to validate the threat, if you're able to deal with it, how instead of 200,000, you just give us another 500,000? It's just 1 million off our debt in total. Is that really that bad?
roll me a convince check.
Okay. Just double checking my percentages here. I think it's 70. Yep, 70.
Great.
He says, you took out a pirate base all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Hell. Fine, you have yourself a deal. Give me the coordinates. If everything checks out, I'll give you another 500,000. The 250,000 off your debt is worth it just to see the look on Bonnie's face.
I see. Okay. And Xavier will look around to everyone. Sound fair? Sound good?
Lucas is nodding. In clearly he doesn't know the full situation.
He's one of those nods. Okay. All right.
I'm reluctantly nodding.
Oh no.
Isaac will look confused and nod.
Okay. All right. You drive a hard bargain, Pa, but like as mentioned before, we want to forge a good relationship with you. So let's shake on it. And Xavier will shake, and then whenever he's ready, he'll transfer all the information he recorded from Vector, and including the coordinates and the whole shebang, to Pa.
Pa will pass it off to attendant and say, now, about these prisoners you have, I'd very much like to speak to them.
Great. We will make sure they're escorted. Well, actually, if you want to send some men down to our ship, we will we'll ensure that you can escort them.
One of them's a really good cleaner.
Yeah, he's a really good janitor.
He's an excellent cleaner. We promised him we'd pass that on.
Pa's upper lip kind of curls up and shows a fang, and he says, no, I think I'll go myself. I'd love to talk to them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, come along.
All right.
Whenever you're ready. We are at docking bay 2.
Pa stands up
randomly.
and says, shall we?
We shall, most certainly.
You might
talk
also...
about the other 3? 4? Did we do 4?
Are you talking about the bodies of the corpses? Oh yeah, we have 16 corpses too.
Yeah.
No, the airlock thing.
Oh well, we can maybe tell him about what we did with them on the way out. It seems that Paul really doesn't like them, so I think we can probably make his day by telling him how fucking awful we were to a bunch of pirates.
Yeah.
Well, not awful. I'd say merciless.
Paul would nod in consent, not consent, approval. Nod in approval at it. He would also say, you should check with the local terminals for bounties on any of the bodies.
We plan on doing so. Thank you.
We've got 16 corpses.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Pretty rotten folks. You know what the worst thing about them is that they weren't even intelligent about it. They would shoot first, destroy, and then skim off what was still floating in space. They didn't give these people any chance. They didn't listen to their begs and pleading. They were ruthless.
Yep.
But that was probably part of the political plan, Pa. I mean, if they just wanted to make money, that's one thing, but they wanted to destabilize a region. They want to start a war.
Mhm.
And they wanted to use your backyard for it. Isn't that awful?
Pa shrugs and he says, "Yes, but we've been through wars before. I'm not saying they're pretty, of course, and I'm not saying that it's not a threat, but my friend, if you knew all the threats out there."
Yeah, my hair probably would turn white. Which reminds me, I gotta dye this back. Oh, if anyone asks, since there still might be people watching us, I'm Amston the shark right now.
Yeah.
Until I change the get up.
Pa will look down at you and then actually chuckle. Amston, huh?
Yep, Amston the shark. It was a good cover.
Is Lucas still in his
No, Lucas is in his general
Yeah,
Lucas
he's
outfit.
not rusty right now.
He's not rusty. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah,
Sure.
Lucas will actually point out. Yeah, I'm Lucas right now, just in case anybody asks.
Paul would look at him and say, "Well, of course you are."
Oh,
See, he knows.
that actually brings up something interesting. Since this whole pirate business is over, what are we gonna do with the shop? We've still got
sell it.
like another 4 months on the lease.
Well, we can lease it out to someone else. Maybe. We'll talk to Paul about it. He likes us.
Well, he's right here.
Paul's like, "I'm."
That wasn't in character, Squee.
No, I was gonna say is that if what Isaac said was in character, which I was assuming.
Oh yeah, Isaac
Paul
was saying
would
it in
say,
character.
There's no shortage of people looking for shop space. In fact, the only reason why you were probably able to get that one is because of its state of disrepair.
Mhm.
I doubt there'll be much trouble finding someone interested in it.
And we did fix it
Especially
up
if-
really nice.
Yeah, we did.
Mhm.
Good. Good.
All right.
All right, so you guys head down to the ship. As you approach now, this is just a small detail, of course, but are you taking him inside the ship? Are you asking him to wait outside?
We'll
No,
take him inside.
We'll take him
the
inside.
ship.
It's fine.
All right. When you take him inside and he goes up the ramp through the cargo bay and sees the containers with the Neruti symbol on them,
Mm-hmm.
he goes, "Are those what I think they are?"
They are.
I see. Can I, well, see them?
Well, to be honest, we haven't decided what we're going to keep, but because we're such good friends, I don't see any harm in you taking an initial appraisal. Sure.
And we have already promised that if we were to offload stuff like this, it would
You
go
get
straight to
first
you
pick.
first. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He nods and he'll start taking off the lids of the cases and appraising them.
As Pod does that, perhaps we can gather up the guests of honor for him.
Okay. When that is done and he's done looking at them and the power armor, he says, "Right, well, I suppose the unpleasant parts first."
Mm-hmm.
He'll look to the one that's been cleaning
Mm-hmm.
for you guys, who's on his knees and looking very, very, very frightened. The other one is on his knees as well, but he looks very apathetic. Apathetic.
Okay. Apathetic. Okay.
He looks to the first one that looks scared and says, "This is one of the pirates."
Oh yes.
He's really good at cleaning.
He's really good at cleaning.
Pa will nod and say, "Did you witness him commit any acts of violence or crimes on others?"
Personally, no, although he served aboard the Lusitania, which, as you know, is a very legendary vehicle.
I'm not entirely too sure if this specific one shot at us, because there was a firefight.
But he was involved in it.
Yes. Oh yes,
Slightly.
these all were. Yep.
I see.
That's why we disposed of the others.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at him, the one on the ground, and says, "Put him in a cell. Mark his execution for 3 weeks from now. And the gentleman on his knees starts crying and looking at Lucas, saying, "Lucas, tell him I changed. Tell him that I saw a new light."
Yeah, I gave him a second chance.
Pa will look at Lucas. Are you? I'm never sure with humans. Are you joking?
Oh no.
To to be fair, he has been trying really hard to be good in the time that he's on the been on the ship.
Xavier will off a counter be like, everyone has to serve some sort of higher authority, right? This was Pa's space. He was a part of a group that plundered and pirated and killed people in Pa's space. I say, regardless of what he's trying to do to clean up his acts, his fate is in Pa's hands.
Yeah, it is true. I was just stating for the record.
Yeah.
Pa would nod and then say, motion Lucas over a moment, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And he'll kind of back away. And he'll say, "You say you gave him a second chance. Were you genuine in that offer?"
I even tried to hide what we were told to space everybody, and I try to hide it from my crew a bit. Didn't work out so well. But yeah.
I see. I'm not sure I agree, but I don't make a habit of forcing people to go back on their word in such a way. He won't die, at least by my hand. I'm letting you know because I have no intention of letting him know that.
Do you have like a community service? I mean, he's really good at cleaning. That room is spotless, and there was 2 people who got gored pretty hard in there.
Maybe. There might be room on my janitorial staff. We'll see, but just don't tell him.
Oh, mum's the word. Oh,
He nods. Oh,
chattering teeth is the word. And he's going to, like, give him a wink and start walking back.
You're gonna hear behind you, "He's a very odd one." And then Paul will come back and say, "It's your lucky day. Your friend here has bought you an extra week. Mark his execution for 4 weeks." And the man on his knees will start blubbering and crying again, and Paul will nod his head, and some of his attendants will start dragging him away as he's blubbering and crying for "don't leave him."
Yeah. Well.
I'll reach out to him. I'm sorry. I'm weak.
I'm sorry, I'm weak. That's great.
And Paul will say, "And the other one, I assume he was part of the fight as well."
Mm-hmm.
"Well, pirate, you don't seem very upset at the events of your life." And the apathetic pirate will look at him and say, "No, I'm not too upset at all, because I know what's going to happen." And Paul will say, "Oh, do you?" And the pirate will stand up and say, "Yes, you're going to let me go. You're going to give me a ship, and you're going to forget about me." With that, Paul growls, like audibly, visibly growls, and says, "You have a lot of audacity, pirate. Why would I ever do that?" The pirate just stares at him, cocks his head, and says one word. He goes, "Irene." Paul's eyes widen, and his pupils shrink to pinpoints, and he bares his teeth silently for longer than's comfortable. And then he almost growls, almost barks. Give this man a ship and send him off.
Hold on, if he knows something, we can get it out of him.
Pa gives you a very, very dangerous look and says, "Do not argue with this one."
Okay. You know what? We just hand them over to you. The rest is up to you.
He stares back at the pirate for a very long time and says, "You can go, but I will find out, and I will. Just go." And the pirate... Mm-hmm.
I will take off the pirate's handcuffs.
Okay. The pirate kind of rubs his wrist, looks at you, and smiles, and then just starts walking away.
You know, I'm not even mad. What is that saying? Game acknowledges his game. What's that saying that people say? Like,
I think that was it.
oh yeah, game respects the game or something like that. That's the same thing. I mean, he knew something. He used it to his advantage. I can't blame for him.
Pa takes about 30 seconds to calm down, and he says, "That was most unpleasant. Perhaps we focus on something less. These weapons, Sparkbot, what's the going rate on Naruni weapons of this kind?" And Sparkbot will kind of pause for a second and then say, "Altogether, minus the power suit, 1.2 million. With the power suit, well, the power suit alone would be about 3.4 million. Pa will nod. And he says, "I know you haven't decided what you would like to keep. The market price is difficult to come by if you're trying to sell them directly. I have the resources and connections to do it. I'll make you a deal. I've given you a lot of credit off your debt, but I think that some of you may be interested in having some capital to play around with. I will give you market value plus 200,000 credits for this." And he motions to the crates and the power armor, minus, of course, anything that you decide to keep for yourself.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, we'll confer, but we'll let you know for sure, there, Pa. But that's a very we would be fools not to jump on such an opportunity.
Hey, Pa.
Yes?
You wouldn't happen to know a fine gentleman
Jesus
of the
fucking
name...
Christ.
Oh my God, this is important. Lucas has dealt with us with this whole pirate thing. We gotta let him do it.
I believe it was Big Jim. I have to... I'm thumbing through.
It was a big gem. I know it was big something. I didn't even write it down.
Big Joe. There we go.
No, yeah, there we go. Oh boy.
The music store owner?
Pa looks at you and his eyes widen again and he says, "You know this man?"
No, see, that's my problem. I've been trying to, like, get in contact with him because I really want to buy a particular item from him. But nobody seems to know him.
Pa's gonna nod, as if he's taking you very, very seriously. And he says, "It is unusual for me to know the owner of every store on this station, but that name I remember. One of my aides remarked to me once, and it always stuck with me, that there was paperwork for the opening of a shop, a music store on the station, with the name of Joe. But there was no ID attached to it. There was no apparently man that anyone ever saw. This Big Joe, as you call him, is nothing but paperwork." A ghost.
Okay, I can work with that.
He'll nod.
Or paper.
He
Maybe ghost paper.
stops nodding and starts shaking his head. No, I meant that he's not an actual. He looks to Xavier. You can explain, yes?
Yeah. Lucas?
I've dealt with the spirits.
No. The way he's saying, it's a terminology mistaken, Lucas. What he's saying is that this guy is a figment. He's just on paper. He doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
There's no guy. There's a guy out there, but he doesn't go by the name of Big Joe. Here's an example. Is my name really Amston the Shark? No.
Yes. No.
Well, no. I just pretended it to be my name. That's the same thing with this Big Joe. He just pretended his name was Big Joe.
But you're not on paper.
No, but remember these fake, and he'll pull out his fake ID that he forged. See? This seems real, doesn't it? Has Amston the Shark, has my name, has some information on that, right? A pretty decent, although a sloppy job.
So-
That's what Big Joe did.
So fake person.
Fake person, yes.
Fake person.
But I got good news for you, Lucas.
Uh-huh.
I know a few things about being a fake person. I'll tell you what. I'll help you. I'll do my best to help you track this guy down.
Okay.
Pa will say, unless there is anything else, I will be going.
All right, hello, Pa. Well, you try to have yourself a good rest of your day, and we will let you know, not only in regards to these items here, but anything else that we want to make sure you have first dibs on, for lack of a better word.
I appreciate it. If you are interested in trying to salvage the ships themselves, I suggest speaking with Hart. That is something she knows a great deal about. She will give you a fair price.
Excellent, we'll do. One last favor. Bear. I mean, oh my God, I did it! Oh my God, I did it!
And now it has come
can't
full
bel-
circle.
I can't believe I did that.
You're
All I
off
have
the
to do
hook,
is call his
Squee.
Freedom Station.
Oh no.
You're
Anyway.
off the hook. You're off the hook.
Anyway, one last thing there, Pa. This is an investment, right? And I'm sure you run a very tight ship, but I wouldn't want to know I would hate for the next few days someone to steal our stuff. So do you know any sort of secure location that you might recommend for us in which to put this sensitive cargo before we transfer it to your or other people's able hands?
Well,
I would hate for a ship to be broken into in the next day or so, and then, I mean, these are a hot ticket item, right? So I think they should be treated with just as much of care.
Don't we have our shop?
I would honestly, I think Pa here has much more secure measures than just our shop.
Yeah, that is true.
It is as you say. I do have safe houses. They are usually very expensive. I will make you a deal.
Mm-hmm.
You can store your items in one of my safe houses for 6,000 credits a day, and I promise you that is cheaper than normal. If we do business, you decide to sell items to me, you will recoup those costs, or I suppose a better way to put it is I won't charge you for storing them.
All right.
If you decide to sell them to someone else, then we will simply settle up when you move them.
Well, Pa, I'll just be frank with you. It is very, very unlikely that we have the means or the interest in keeping every single bit that we've accumulated. So we are going to be selling something to you. Rest assured in that.
Then I will have my men set up a safe house for you.
Thank you.
And he'll nod and speak to one of them and tell them to start setting up the safe house. And then he will nod to each of you individually.
Mm-hmm.
And then say, I rather enjoyed working with you. I'll let you know if anything else comes up.
Please do.
And as he heads out, Lucas,
Yeah.
one of his aides, like as he passes you, whispers very quietly, so like only you can hear, unless anyone else has advanced hearing or anything like that.
Nope.
He says, "Meet me at the Explorer tonight at 6 p.m. It's about Big Joe." And then he keeps walking.
It's gonna yell down the hallway. Got it.
Who are you talking to, Lucas?
Well, there was a nice person of unknown gender.
Is he real or is he make believe, Lucas?
I don't know if he's a fake person.
Well, we'll find out. Now that Pa's gone.
What the hell was all that about?
Well, let's go first things first, guys. I know that 1,000,000 credits doesn't seem much in total for the information that we got, but I'm glad I was able to buck him up a little extra money because, frankly, there's a reason why I personally like to deal with tangible things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't typically like to smuggle information because that's too much spy game shit. You don't know who's listening. You always have to worry about, well, is this true information in the whole deal, right?
Yeah. That
Us
is...
trying to hunt down someone, we could have been brokered in, we could have come across a transgalactic empire spy, we could have been arrested by the CCW but for not helping them. It could have been a fucking nightmare, right?
Mhm.
Politics is tricky. So I figured it saves us a whole lot of time and we get a little bit something for it, right?
I hear you.
Yeah.
To have something like that just out of our hands, and it's the best thing for us.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
I gotta look around on these things.
Okay. And now here's the other thing.
Lucas is going towards the crates.
Okay. We'll let Lucas do what he does, as Xavier will talk shop with Talavac and Isaac, and he'll say, Irene.
Yes.
You know what's interesting to me?
Mm-hmm.
We gave Pa proof of the potential of a war, and he wouldn't give us our ship to us. This guy said one name, and he gave him a ship. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big one, but it was still a ship. Now, I'm not saying we go all Black Cloak with this, but there is an opportunity here. Plus, Xavier will look up to the roof where that tile is in the cargo bay where they were speaking. We can always go over the auditory information to see if there's something that we missed.
That is true.
But someone named Irene. See, I'm almost tempted, guys. I guarantee you this pirate, ships don't just show up out of the blue, right? It'll take a couple hours for one to be arranged, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind chasing after this guy, finding out what he knows.
Well, we better step on it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Obviously,
I just want to make sure it's okay by you guys first.
Let's do it. Go.
Obviously, this is a weak point to Pa, and possibly eliminating that might curry a lot more favor than we already have.
I'm going to be honest with you. If just a name gets him a ship, solving his problem for him is definitely worth the Starlock. With all due respect, guys, I like working with you guys. I think we've done great things, but we are shackled by our debt. And the sooner we get rid of that, the sooner we can really be living the high life.
But, and I pat the side of the wall, we need to get this girl fixed.
Yeah, we do. And our engine is shot.
Yeah.
So this is why we don't chase him in a ship. This is why we try to track him down while he's still in this station.
He's probably being held by
It's been
Pa.
5 minutes. No, he's not being held by Pa.
No, he let him go.
Exactly. But like I said, you don't just walk into a ship within 5 minutes, right? If we're fast on this, and if we're lucky and we're thorough, we might be able to track him down.
All right. I say we corral him, try to find him, and then... Well,
Yeah, we can give it a whack.
Yeah. What we do after that's up to you, Xavier. But we need to find this guy.
Agreed.
Do you think we should try and sneak up aboard this guy's ship?
We don't even know what ship he has yet.
Yeah.
I say we split up right now, real quick, and try to get as much information as we can.
Yeah, and we do have those radio earbuds.
Yep.
So that's the thing. We'll be able to coordinate ourselves.
We can go in teams like we did last time.
The only thing is we won't be able to bring any MDC anything.
That's fine. We're not trying to kill the guy. We just want to know what he knows.
I know.
But first, we gotta find him.
Saying.
Easy now.
Isaac. It's just the longer we talk about this, the more time he's got on it, right? So if we're all of the same mind, I say we split up right now.
All right, then let's go.
Okay. Alrighty. So we want to try to track down our good friend Pirate McGee.
Ooh, we're gonna call him Pirate McGee from now. No, wait, yeah, because the Perlman's dead, so he's not a Perlman. So he's Pirate McGee.
Okay, whatever floats your boat. What Xavier is going to try to do is that he is going to be scouting out the docks nearby. If, by the sounds of Bear's sense of urgency, he's probably not going to want him to walk around to the other side of the station. So I want to try to hunt down the 3 closest docks, including ours, the one that we're on, right? And I want to keep an eye on any ships that are owned or used by PAWS employees. I want to get a record of those first. That's my first step. I don't want to talk and say what Byrne or Talavac is going to do, but that's my planned first step.
All right. What about the rest of you?
I think I'm still, like, swimming in crates.
I go and get you. Come on. We got a job to do.
But look at this thing! And he freaking, like, holds up the freaking shoulder cannon.
Oh, my God. That's very nice. And I'm very happy we have that, but we have to find some... Yes, I know. I'll go over to you and kindly pick it up, put it down, and usher you out. You know,
I want that one.
We can get that one, but we need to
go now. I want
that one.
It's like a child.
Yeah. Come on now. We're gonna go on a hunt. We're gonna go play hide and seek. You ever play hide and seek?
I am a god at that game.
Okay. One of the pirates here. Well, he's hiding, and we gotta find him. Okay.
I'll go check in the crates.
That's genius. Oh, God, for a second I was like, that's genius, but no.
No, he's not here. He's on the station. We've got to go and find him on the station.
So this is like base. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. We need to go to Frontier right now.
Okay.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Okay, Isaac, what are you doing?
I am just gonna stroll out of the ship and use both word of mouth and just general directions, using possibly streetwise and tracking skills.
Okay, yeah. So here's what we can do. How many of you have streetwise?
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Okay.
I was just going to use prowl to look into crevices and things like that.
That is fine.
I'm sure that it's not going to be there. It's just he said hide and go seek, so he's
I
going to hide and go
understand.
seek spot.
Skill challenge?
Alright. Talavac, do you have any skills that you would be using for this that you...
I have no espionage at all unless I can find him by a computer. I can't do anything.
Of course you could.
I have an idea for what you can use computer operations for to track this guy down.
Hit me.
Could you possibly hack into the CCTV, the closed-circuit TV system that would be on this station?
Very good idea.
Not only that, another suggestion on using your computer operations skill, or maybe even computer hacking, is, as mentioned before, ships don't just, it's not that easy, you know what I mean? Like, if you go into the dockings or the docking systems of Frontier Station, you can see what's docking, what's being unloaded, the classifications of the ship, how long they're going to be. You know what I mean? So there's some clear flags, right? It's probably going to be a small ship. it's probably going to be one that its docking fee is probably going to be waived because of paw, right? So
Possibly
that's a good
unmarked.
flag. Yeah, possibly unmarked. You know what I mean? So with these indicators, you
Mhm.
can narrow down and we can try to figure out what ship it is. And if we figure out what ship it is, we can intercept him before he gets to that ship.
Excellent. I slap my hands together and go to the computer and see what I can do.
All right. We'll handle we'll handle Talavek first. So Talavek,
Okay.
those are going to be two separate things. One's going to
Okay.
be, and you can do both because it's not like you only have time for one.
Right.
One of them is going to be a hacking skill, which is trying to hack into the closed circuit TV.
Okay.
The other one's going to be a computer operation skill to try and look up ship information.
Okay. So hacking first.
Okay.
Okay. Ugh. All right. Crack my knuckles, roll my head, flutter my fingers a little bit, and get to the board and hit that button. And yes.
Wow.
17.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
We're gonna find you, Pirate McGee.
I look at it. I look at
Find
y'all,
you.
and I just smile. I'm in.
All right. You quickly start searching the computers. Is it safe to say that you would kind of start and make your way out further away?
What do you mean?
In the sense of you're not just going to randomly start looking at security cameras. I'm assuming you're going to be looking at security cameras leading away from where you are.
Like in a systematic way.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
In a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It wouldn't take very long for you to find a camera that has Pirate McGee. Pirate McGee is by himself at a terminal, speaking to the terminal, and frantically, like he sounds or looks frustrated or upset.
Okay. Is there an audio or is it just visual?
Well, oh god, you got 17. I'm gonna say you hack into a camera that actually had audio.
All right. Turn it up and try to hear what he's saying.
All right. So here's what you hear. Yeah, I had to drop Irene to get him to let me go. Yeah, I know you told me not to, but you should have seen his face. Look, I need you to get me off the station. I'm not trusting one of their ships might have a tracking device. You wouldn't want him to find it, would you? Yeah, I need you. Okay. All right, 8:67. 18 minutes. Got it. I'll be there. Thanks, man.
All right. Relay that information. We gotta move. 18 minutes and counting.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're telling this over our earbuds because we're all kind of splitting up already at this point.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Well, actually,
so would you be able to?
Actually, the thing is about these earbuds, they have a range of 5 feet around you, so we could have heard the entire transmission.
No, well, I don't think so because I mean.
It can
That's up to GM interpretation, I think.
The earbuds specifically say it can transmit up to a whisper up to 5 feet away from you.
Well, it's irrelevant. We got the information anyway.
Yeah, we got the
information.
Yeah.
I would say that that would depend on how far away you guys were from each other, but it's kind of a moot point because he's gonna give you the information one way or the other.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
Okay, so so you'd let us know what region he's at, and I'll say keep a track on him. Let us know where he's going, and guide us towards that area. Isaac, I'll meet you where he is.
All right, I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna be the eyes and ears.
Great.
I'm gonna run back into the ship really quickly.
See, I have my thing with me already.
What thing?
Oh, you'll find out.
Yeah, I know what it is.
I was going to actually grab one of the probes out of the crates that we have, just in case.
Okay.
They're about the size of a fist, right?
I believe I said something like that. You can hold them in two hands, so maybe the size of like a basketball. I think that's actually what I said, the size of a basketball.
Okay, then I don't know if I can just conceal that on my body. Never mind then. I can't think of anything to track them.
You could be pregnant.
No.
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh,
I
great.
won't jump
Thanks
back.
a lot.
I won't jump back onto the ship. I'll just rush over to the meeting spot.
Okay.
So my goal, Squee, is to first find them, get a visual contact with them, and if I'm able to do that, thanks to maybe Talavac's guidance,
Exactly.
let me know if I'm there and if Isaac's there and whatnot, so we can put on phase 2 of the plan.
Okay. This part's very, very important because this is a bit of a time-sensitive thing.
18 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless
Guys,
than
yeah.
18.
You guys are not familiar enough with the station yet to instantly know where this was he was talking about. So.
No, but we have Talavac on cameras keeping track of him, right? I don't want to go to his meeting place. I want to go to where he is right now.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, I don't care about his meeting place.
Sure.
I want to get to him.
Okay.
I want to follow him wherever he goes.
All right. Okay, sure. All right. So using Talavac's security cameras, I'll say you can get within 100 feet of him before you have to start.
Great.
Using some sort of prowl check or something.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is. Oh wait, I heard Piph say something. What are you doing, Piph?
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was any instructions for Lucas to do anything.
No specific instructions, but you have Nearbud too, so you hear everything.
All right.
So if your character wants to do something, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able to.
All right.
Says the fellow player.
So what he's going to do is he's going to immediately think that that's the hiding spot, and he's going to try to find where that is.
Okay.
Oh God! All right. How would you like to do this? And it doesn't have to necessarily be a skill. Just tell me how Lucas would try to find this place.
So it's probably a docking spot. That would be metagame knowledge.
Actually, what he said was a corridor. So, yeah. So probably not like a giant hangar bay, more like a hallway or narrow part of the station.
Okay. Corridor. Let's see. Hiding spot, corridors. He's going to look. He's going to look for hiding spots like he usually does, but now it's in corridors. Where would he find corridors? He's literally just going to be walking around trying to find the shadiest corridor.
Gonna be honest with you. You're on Frontier Station. Those are everywhere.
Just with not that much traffic, I suppose. Like a good hiding spot. Like he's looking for somebody who's like in a place where people wouldn't try to find him.
Oh God! All right.
So, like,
roll me a
reverse prowl?
D100, please. Just roll me a straight D100.
I feel like I'm responsible for this.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
That's because you are. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect what I want to do. So Lucas can go nuts.
Okay. Well, that's a good roll. You start looking down abandoned alleyways and poking through hiding spots, and you go through a corridor that's rather narrow and dark and doesn't have many people, and you start poking through some hiding spots, and you kind of push aside one crate at some point that had a little space between it and the wall that might have been a hiding spot, and you see a man huddled down there, not anyone you recognize, and he goes, "Oh, okay, all right. They said give this to you, right? Here." And he puts in your hands a small bag of fine white powder. He says, "Now I'm done now, right?"
We'll be keeping in check, and he's going to shift into the shadows.
Oh my God!
What is Lucas even?
I don't know. He's got space drugs now. Space coke.
Okay, so that's Lucas's adventure.
Okay, great. So now, is it okay if we go back to where Xavier and Isaac in the general area? Okay. So, I don't want to be demanding here, but I wouldn't mind a small scene painted, right? So, are we in like a docking bay? Are we in a
right now?
general area? Where are we at?
Where you
So
caught
we're
up
about
to
100
him?
feet away from him.
Right, where you caught up to him is actually in a very high traffic marketplace.
Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my neural stick, right? I'm going to put it up the sleeve of my jacket, all right? With the base of the neural stick right in my palm. So what I'm going to be doing is concealing this thing both in my clothes and in my palm, all right, in my right hand. What I like to do is weave through the crowd, get up right behind them, withdraw the old neural stick while his back's towards me, give him a little zap. That's my plan. Okay. Now, during this, while I'm doing this, if I see Isaac, because Isaac cuts quite a familiar figure and he's quite tall, if I see him, I'll whisper into the earpiece, say, I'm gonna try to knock him unconscious. Okay, just stay back, keep an eye out for me in case things go bad, and if things go well, just roll with me.
I will comply.
Okay. So, Squee.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a prowl skill?
No, I have Streetwise though. Wait, maybe I have Prowl. Let's see. No, not Prowler. Nope.
All right. Hang on. Let me look.
Mind me, I'm not trying to necessarily sneak up behind them, as in hiding in the shadows, right? I want to blend with the crowd. I want to just push through the crowd, get towards him, just get behind him like anybody else. I want to meander through the crowd.
Right. I'm assuming you're trying to remain unnoticed by him.
I'm trying to blend in. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
But
how often does someone look behind them all the time?
This guy is looking all over the place.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna hang on. Let me reread Streetwise again. But I think Streetwise is more of a
finding information.
Finding information. Yeah. So I would say this is probably still a prowl check because this guy is acting fairly paranoid.
Sure. Whatever.
Go ahead and give me an unskilled prowl check. So we'll say.
I'll just roll D100. You let me know how I got. All right, I got 94.
Let me see exactly what happened. He was looking around and he sees you.
Great. I smile and I wave over to him, and he'll say, and I'll wave over to him, give him a big smile, and say, "I gotta give you something."
He'll look at you, and he'll actually smile back in a very condescending way and say, "Didn't you hear what Pa said? You gotta let me go."
And Xavier, and actually at this point Xavier's gonna yell over the crowd, "Yeah, I know, but listen, I have no idea what's in between you, right? But Pa told me to give you a cred stick. Do you want it or not?"
He's gonna look at you and raise an eyebrow.
I'm gonna take out my cred stick and be like, "I'll keep this if you want. I was supposed to do a favor for him."
All right, Isaac, where are you at the moment? Excuse me.
Well, you said that we would be around 100 feet away from this guy in order to not be prowling.
Correct. Right.
If I notice that his attention is turned towards Xavier, I would like to start moving towards his back. Around towards his back.
Got it.
Should I make a prowl check?
No.
I want to try and get within 60 feet.
Okay, I was going to say, when you get to about 50 feet, I was going to make you start, because his attention is now focused on Xavier, but if you only get to 60 feet, they don't really have anything like an awareness check here. Nope. So, you're focused on him. This is your skill. Okay, I'm not going to make this a skill check, because this is actually something that would play well into Isaac's background.
Mm-hmm.
When you start circling behind him, you obviously you're keeping your attention on him, I assume. Yes. I mean, I shouldn't assume, but I'm asking.
No, you are correct.
When you start getting to about 60 feet and you're getting behind him, you notice there's a laser dot dancing on the back of his head.
Oh Jesus!
Okay. I would like to do something. I would like to use a psionic power if I can. However, I'm not entirely sure how it would work.
Okay.
I would like to use telekinesis to try and trip this guy.
All right. I'm gonna kind of do what we've done in the past, which is what we'll probably do is an opposed strength check. Now, he doesn't see it coming. He doesn't know it's coming, so I'm going to give you a bonus.
Yeah.
Because
Depends on how many pounds of force you put on him too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Let me look that up really quickly. This will
I believe
take.
the max is 60, but it's probably a good chance to look it up.
Yeah. And I'm looking to grab both feet psionically with my brain and sweep it back so that he falls forward.
Right.
Page 114 is what I'm looking for. Up. Telekinesis. Okay, so for over 20 pounds, it's a maximum of 60. You are correct. And every pound of force that I apply over 20 pounds is an extra point of ISP for every 10 pounds of weight. So if I wanted to put the full 60, it would be 12 ISP.
Okay. Do you want to pull the full 60?
Yes. And pull him towards me. So he would fall flat on his face.
Got it.
I will burn that ISP.
All right. 60 pounds of force. He doesn't see it coming. He's focused somewhere else. I'm going to do an opposed strength check, and I'm going to give you a +8.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm thinking 2 for the surprise, 6 for one for each 10 pounds of pressure.
Sounds very fair to me.
14.
Right. 11.
All right.
Wow.
All right, so here's what happens. Let me roll a quick D100. By the way, Xavier, how far away are you from this?
Well,
man?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we were pretty vague. If
We
we're
were.
enough, I'm assuming it's pretty crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you to say how far he was when he noticed me. I would
Actually-
be stepping towards him a little bit as we were talking, but not in a fast or threatening manner. I wanted him to trust me.
Right. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to throw this one into your court a little bit simply because I trust you guys as players. How far do you think Xavier would have been trying to get from? Obviously, the end goal is to get right up next to him, but at this point...
The end goal, I'm going to say, if he caught me, I rolled pretty poorly, right? So he caught me. So we're talking, we're yelling over each other in the crowd. I'd say I'm probably about 60 feet away from him.
Okay.
I would say
Probably
around
caught
there,
me when I was like 80 feet away, and then while we're talking, I move another 20 feet closer through the crowd as we're yelling, and I'm waving my card chip around.
All right. All right. So what happens is you yank his feet out. The split second, like a split second, a fraction of a second after he starts falling, because he starts moving very quickly, obviously, a shot rings out.
Holy shit.
And hits a bystander.
Oh, God.
Because this is a very, very crowded area.
Yeah.
It hits a older, maybe in her 50s, woman in the shoulder. It misses the mark because he's now flat on his face. The bullet is... You were nowhere near close enough, Xavier, for this to be a threat to you, given that it had a slight downwards trajectory. The bullet actually hits the shoulder of a woman that was about 5 feet away from Pirate McGee. She falls down in pain. The shock and surprise. Now, I'm going to give you guys a chance to act, but I'm going to kind of paint the scene a little bit.
I got you.
Okay, yeah, do it.
At first, there is almost like a moment of stunned silence for just a split second, and then pandemonium erupts as everyone heard the shot. A woman's on the ground screaming in pain, starting to bleed. Pirate McGee is on the ground. Hang on a second. Pirate McGee managed to catch himself with his arm, so he's not stunned or anything. He didn't hit his head on the ground or anything, but he's on the ground, face down, kind of confused. And people are starting to run everywhere. And that's... And then I'm not going to go into initiative or anything because there's really not an enemy that you are aware of or that you know where they are to fight yet. But I am going to kind of do this in a pseudo 15-second spurt. So, like, what do you guys want to do in the next 15 seconds? Right. And then something
one
else
after another.
Exactly. I would like to take the initiative if I possibly can.
Never.
And tell Xavier over the comm bead to secure the pirate, and I'm going to try and rush over to the woman that was shot.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
All right. Okay. So my action, my 15 seconds is going to probably be the equivalent of a salmon swimming upstream. I'm going to try to barrel through to where the fallen guy is. I guarantee you that can't take any less than 15 seconds. So
Right.
it's up to you, DM, right? But by the scene that you've painted for me, I'm assuming. I mean, I do want to get to this guy. I'm going to be doing my best, right? But
Right.
I don't have anything to. Do I have anything to make sure people stay away from me? Oh my God, I could do something crazy. No. I was thinking of pulling out my gun and waving it around, and then maybe people will leave me alone. But then someone might be a hero, or like security might shoot me.
Yeah.
So let's not do that, and instead just do my best to get through the crowd.
They're really not concerned much with you anyway.
No, but it's
Yeah.
a pandemonium, right? It's panic.
Uh-huh.
People are going everywhere, right?
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Okay. Give me just 1 second as I figure something out here. All right. Okay.
I will do one other thing to qualify it. I'm sure it's minor because everyone's screaming, but I am going to yell at the top of my lungs, "Security, security here, clear a path now." And just repeat that. I doubt anyone's listening to me, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I might get one person out of my way.
Okay, so you guys, well, actually, you know what? Roll me a convince check on that, because that would actually apply. How
Yup.
convincing are
I
you?
succeed
Wow.
considerably by 41.
Mm-hmm.
And you
People
have your
actually,
gun stick out.
yeah, people actually, kind of give you berth, give you space.
Great.
So a small little space opens up between you and the pirate. Definitely enough for you to see Pirate McGee, who is getting up as we speak. He's getting up, kind of. He's also kind of crouching, and he looks like he's trying to book it.
Okay.
After about 15 seconds or so, you both, it's really loud, but I'm going to say that you both hear something that's familiar enough that you know what it is. It sounds like a thunk coming from the distance and kind of the same direction the shot came from. It sounds like a grenade launch just fired off.
Okay. That's great. I just want to say one thing.
Mhm.
Talavac didn't have a chance to do anything in 15 seconds, and he mentioned something in chat.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
Talavac. My apologies.
I'm panning around for the shooter position.
Okay.
These
Oh.
cameras?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very good. Actually. Yeah. Okay. That's not really a skill check. That's just panning around. All right. I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need you to roll me a D100, and here's why. Because from a security camera, it would be very, very difficult for Talavac in such a short period of time to know where the shot came from, who was shooting, etc. So this is kind of guesswork on Talavac's part. Because from a security camera, you can't tell direction. You can't tell what direction a sound came from.
Well, I was hoping that with the, well, it depends on my awareness as well as if I knew where the shot landed, I could tell where it came from.
And that's why I'm saying, like, yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I'm giving the roll, but like in 15 seconds, or not less than 15 seconds, because you're going to be doing an action. That is really difficult, but not impossible.
Okay.
So roll me a D100 if you would, please.
All right. Here we go.
And oh god.
Oh.
Okay.
Good job,
I'm
Talavac.
going to modify things just a little bit. So Talavac,
Yeah.
whether through extreme awareness, maybe you were in hyper awareness mode because you were tracking this guy.
Yeah.
You were able to very quickly, almost instinctually, judge from the fact that you heard a shot, a woman got hit in the shoulder and got knocked back a certain direction. You were able to pan the camera back the other way. And what you see is on top of a store, on one of the stores, because the roof is rather high in this section. There is no real roof per se in this section. It's kind of open to the main circular chamber, if that makes sense.
Are we looking like catwalks or something like that?
More like on the roof of one of the stores.
Okay.
You see a figure. The camera can only zoom in so far, so it's hard to get many details. They're wearing some sort of coat. That's about the best you can get. But you can see them raise a rifle at such an angle. It's not perpendicular like a shooting rifle. It's more at a 45-degree angle, and you see it jerk a little bit. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like the gun's pulled at a 45-degree angle, and it pulls back like something just got launched from it.
Oh, okay. Lobbing. It's been lobbed.
Yes.
Something's lobbed.
Yes, something's been lobbed.
Oh shit. Well, do I notice anything else about any specific markings, the weapon design, anything that I could possibly relay back to the fellas?
Not from this distance on a civil security camera.
Okay. At least I want to find out where it is. Is he standing above a shop or any place that has any type of name on it or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
he's next to a sign on the shop that says Frank's Space Sports.
Okay. All right. I'll relay that information.
Space boards?
Sports.
Board. What's
sport? As in S-P-O-R-T.
Like basketball,
Sport?
baseball, that kind of thing. Sports.
Space sports?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Zero
Okay.
G Zero G basketball. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I'll relay that information hastily and over, and I just want to get this message out, and I try to describe them as quickly as I can, and I'm okay.
Okay. In this one, here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because you just saw this thing get launched, so you've got a second or two, maybe. No, you want. From the distance, I'll say you have about 4 seconds. So I'm actually going to have you verbalize what you could say in 4 seconds, because that actually really matters.
Okay. I didn't exactly know what time I was working with. Okay.
Right.
I'll verbalize that. Shooter, Frank Space Sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Works.
May
I
I?
want to do something.
Nice.
Go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas.
You hear over the intercom, I'm on it!
Shut up, Lucas.
Are you anywhere near us?
No.
No, probably not.
I have an idea that might be really, really bad if I miss.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we're still going into 15-second chunks at time, though, aren't we?
We kind of are, yeah.
I want to turn around, and do I see the projectile flying towards us?
Oh, I see what you gotta do.
I'm going to say that was a really good roll on Talivek's part. We'll say that he was able to react very quickly. This is a grenade. It lobs. It's a very short travel time. I'm going to say you have a split second.
Well, I have a split second. Would that be enough to fire off 2 shots?
How are you planning on doing this? Are you planning on just quick drawing and firing?
Yes.
Are you planning on using an ability? Are you?
I'm planning on using an ability to get the guns into my hands instantly.
Okay.
And then snapping off a shot with each of them.
Here's what I'm going to do, and I'll be as fair about this as I can, because first of all, I think that's freaking cool. So
yeah.
but I can't just
let you have it because it's cool. Right. You gotta earn it, bitch.
Exactly.
Hey, Squee, just to interject for a second, that this particular action can be done. Trick shooters can react.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I know.
I have trick shooting.
I fired plenty of 2 or 3 grenades. I know there's
okay.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Roll me a D100.
Okay.
It's going to be a... Okay, I'm going to start this at a base 50-50 chance, and you can argue maybe a skill or something to make it a little better. This is can you see and recognize the threat in time? Because this is a grenade lobbing through the air. All you've heard is shooter in this direction.
Well, I actually have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would my sixth sense be going off right now?
No, because you will not be immediately in danger of this grenade is headed towards where the pirate was last. You're more than 20 feet
Would
away.
my friends be in danger? Because that also applies to them.
Hi.
Oh, it does. It does.
Oh,
yes,
we're friends.
Yes.
Oh, we're friends. Thank
yes.
you. I think you're my friend too.
It would be going off then, and you know what? I will say that's an appropriate use of sixth sense. I will give you one shot or one chance, so 2 shots, I guess.
All right. 1d20 plus 6. 13.
Okay. It's a called shot.
So that's over 12.
It is over 12. What was the penalty for mini missiles?
Oh, I always said they were about the size of an arm. And let me double check what arms are. I can't remember if it's -1 or -2, which is actually extremely relevant right now.
Right, it is extremely relevant.
So let me look. Rest resources, custom combat guide, loading, go. And arms be -2.
Oof.
So I miss.
You miss. It was a nice try, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, butts.
I'm gonna explode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a fucking neuro stick in my hand. Not even in my hand; it's still concealed. Actually, I don't even know how far I went to get through the crowd. You never really told me, Squee.
I did not. He was about 60 feet away from what you were saying.
Yes.
I was gonna say you made it about half that distance, so 30. So right now you're about 30 feet away from where he is. That's not necessarily where he was. So
yes,
here's what's going to happen.
Kaboom. An earth-shattering kaboom?
You might just get a little shrapnel, just a little.
We'll see.
No,
Someone really wants this guy dead to kill all these other people. What a monster.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a die real quick.
Ooh.
All right. The grenade lands. It's an incredibly well lobbed grenade, and it lands not on.
Did strike. You should have rolled a d20.
No. I was giving this a percentage chance, and he rolled incredibly well.
I'm being a jokester.
All right. The grenade lands near the pirate, and it explodes, and people go flying. And you are on the outside range of the grenade.
Okay.
However, there are tons of people around, and what happens is you are actually knocked down by a body that was being running.
Hurled by the concussive force?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry.
So, if you could roll me, well, actually, you can attempt to dodge the body.
Yeah, I'd rather not be hit by flying people.
Yeah.
So let's check out Xavier's amazing combat skills. Bonus to dodge is +2.
Give me a second. Let me roll the strike of a body.
Yeah.
15.
Oh wow.
Oh god, I gotta get. Oh, okay. Well, got me to 15. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Well
okay.
Fuck you, people.
So you managed to kind of leap, dodge, dance out of the way of the body that is riddled with shrapnel. In fact, the scene around you has become a bloodbath. It was a high fragmentation grenade.
Ooh.
It has blown.
Oh my god, like a mega damage grenade?
No, this one is SDC, but it is a fragmentation grenade.
It's still a goddamn frag grenade against people.
It leaves a very clear scorch mark where it hit. Everyone in about a 5-meter radius, which is about 15 feet, is flung every direction, and there is blood and screams everywhere. And you can all Pirate McGee is flung. He was flung about 5 feet. He is crawling on the ground. Obviously, there's blood, but he is moving.
Oh, good. Good. All right. Sorry, I'll shut up. You were still describing something else too.
And I was just gonna say, and then Talavac, you'll notice this. Mm-hmm. The person on the roof is fleeing.
Okay, we got it. He's moving.
I'm okay.
Oh, fleeing. Okay.
Fleeing. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to get our wounded buddy here, so that's my goal still.
Is there any way?
You're over the radio. Where?
Well, I'll wait till it's my turn.
Well, I think we're all going in order now. So, if I remember correctly, with this 15-second chunk of time, Byrne tried to shoot at the grenade, right? And I tried to dodge. Now, would I still have enough time after the dodge to go to where this guy landed?
Absolutely. If we think that a dodge is generally just one of your attacks, you would still have like 2/3, so 10 seconds left.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to yell as I move towards this guy. I'm going to yell to Isaac. I said, "He's hurt, but he's still alive. I need your help hauling him, please." And to Isaac. And with that where he is, Xavier's going to grab him by the scruff, and he's going to be like, "I'm sorry, but I'm probably saving your life." And I might not have enough time, but my next intention is to zap him with the neural stick. It's a lot easier moving an unconscious body than a bleeding, thrashing body.
All right. Okay. I'm not going to make him roll a save check for that one, given his state. I will roll this real quick.
So unconsciousness.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna say that knocks him out. I'll worry about something later. So, okay, so you knock him out. I mean, look, honestly, let's be fair here. What's he gonna save against? He's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
So you knock him out.
Sweet. All right. Well, no, that's definitely my 15 chunks of time. That was definitely my 3 actions, for lack of a better word. Dodging, running, and zapping.
You're still going to have, we'll say the same thing. You still have about 10 seconds left. Talavac, you have you have a full 15 seconds, so.
Okay. Can I camera?
So does Lucas. Don't forget Lucas.
So does Lucas.
Yeah. It's my turn now?
Yes.
Okay, can I camera hop?
Sure.
I do not want to let this guy go. I want to keep a tab on him as long as I can.
I understand. This one, I'm going to. You have the advantage of security cams. However, this guy is running through a very crowded and panicking area. So, give me a. What do you have? Computer operation skill. Because this is going to be kind of a how good are you at jumping from camera to camera to keep this guy in your tracks when he's running through a riot.
Okay. Standard.
Yeah, I'm not going to penalize you for this one.
Okie dokie. Hold on just a second here.
For this one? That sounds so horrible.
This one. This time.
Oh, god damn it, I lost him. I lost him. Shit.
Damn.
I know. I slammed the fucking computer. God.
And to kind of put some flavor into it, this place is exploded with people running everywhere. It's just impossible. You try your best to track them, and you lose them.
God damn it!
Hero of the work here. Where is he?
Well, if you heard me last time, I was over by Frank's Space Sporting Goods, but he ran away from that direction. I don't know what you can do after that.
Which direction did he run?
Do I know north, south, east, west, whatever or not to where he went? I'm sure the camera would tell me.
You know that he was running the opposite direction, so we'll say that's back towards the back. I mean, north and south doesn't really have much of a in space. You'll say that he was running back towards the rear end of the station.
Okay, I'll just relay that information to Lucas, and I pray you can catch him.
Okay, what did this person look like?
Well, he's carrying a big gun. And he's running like hell.
Okay. Is he like an amorphous blob?
A walking person with a gun.
There's a lot of walking people.
Alright, you know what? Forget it. We lost him.
Alright.
Because I'm sitting there explaining it to him, the guy's just getting away. But you know what?
Let me give you an out-of-character hint.
Okay.
Tell him what he's wearing. Because you know what he is wearing.
Oh, I
You
didn't
could
know.
at least tell me that.
Okay, I didn't know if I
That's
got
like a married couple.
Okay.
Did someone change the thermostat?
No, I'm only telling you what I know because I didn't know if I got a recognition of what it looked like exactly.
Well, just because Squee didn't tell you doesn't mean your character wouldn't have known. He just
No, actually, I did say that you could tell he was wearing a large coat.
Color. What was the color?
Oh, we'll say it's a color camera. Sure. It's the future. Light tan.
Light tan, large coat.
Yeah.
Towards back of the station, large gun. I could work with that.
Okay. Large gun, running like mad.
Alright, so I have to know where the flip I am. Should I just roll for that, or... like, would I be in the general area, or...
Oh, boy.
'Cause I'm somewhere in the station, I don't even know...
You are somewhere in the station.
I hate to give up on this already.
Oh, boy. We've rolled a lot already, but really, in your case, I mean, you could be anywhere.
I could literally be on the complete opposite side. So far away.
Roll me a D100, then.
Alright.
You're close enough to see the pandemonium going on.
Oh, fantastic. Alright, Alright. Am I in an area that actually has, like, the non-roof that you can get on top?
I would say within about in this pandemonium. I keep using that word. I'd say it would take you about a turn to get to the roof.
All right, I do have a straight up climb check, if you'd like.
Sure, I would like.
All right.
Unless there's any ladders.
Rope, ladder. Let's see. Climb. Oh boy. Okay. Penalties, pluses, whatever.
Dude, no penalties, just a straight climb check. This is not a sheer cliff face.
Oh, God.
Dear Lord.
Zinga.
You climb to the roof.
Spider monkey.
Would you see anything?
That's a good spell I have for you.
Yeah, actually, here's what you would see. You would see a discarded shell, a casing of a bullet, lying on the roof. One singular bullet.
So I'm on the roof that he fired on?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, that's what we were saying, right?
Oh no, I was just saying if I am in an area that I can get up on the roof so I get a...
Well, too late now. You're on the roof.
You're on the
I'm
roof
on
where
the
it
roof
came
where he
from.
fired.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'm going to be running from rooftop to rooftop. That...
Nimbly bimbly.
Nimbly bimbly. Luckily, I am a freaking fantastic hopper and runner, so that's all kinds of great.
We'll do that on the next round, so to speak.
All right.
Isaac, you've got 10 seconds left.
All right. I would like to rush over to help the pirate and try and take him over to either an alleyway or somewhere where I can actually operate on him.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you that I will not have enough time in these 10
right.
seconds.
I'm going to say
actually
that with
start
you
anything.
two working together trying to get through this crowd, it would take you probably another 15, 20 seconds to get to somewhere where you're free of people. It is starting to clear out, so it is easier. It's not like when Xavier first started trying to move. There's a lot less people now, except for the people that are on the ground screaming and dying.
That tends to make things slow.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good thing, Isaac. You
Yeah.
and I just try to haul this guy someplace relatively safe.
I was thinking on the way to the pirate, maybe I might deaden the pain of a few of the individuals. Because it has a 3-foot range and one target, but...
Up to you, man.
No, No, we should focus on the pirate who is currently knocked out, correct?
Yep. Unconscious
Alright.
and bleeding heavily.
I will state, once I get to you, we need to move him to somewhere where there's less people. We need to stop the blood, and in order for me to save him, it's going to take a few minutes. Possibly 10 to 15.
Yeah. Oh, it is what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you guys are able to do that.
Like an alcove somewhere, or the beginning of a hallway, or like an alleyway, or something like that. Okay.
Correct. Now, Talavac, Lucas, you guys have lost him. So here's what I was going to say. Do you mind if we keep for now with Isaac and Xavier, unless you have something in mind that you think might turn it around or be helpful, or you know what I mean?
I was just hoping that just my character's pure speed might be able to catch up to him in whatever direction that he was going last, and just hope
I
that
got an
he
idea.
in that general direction.
I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna camera hop and follow Lucas and give him directions.
Directions where?
To where the shooter was last seen. Running.
He's already
he's going
pretty
to
much
essentially
there, though.
he's essentially going to scout ahead and say he was going in this direction, go to this rooftop, this rooftop is next,
But see,
and blah,
here's the
blah,
problem. Here's the problem with that.
Okay.
Here's the slight problem with that. You failed the skill check so you lost him. Lucas is already pretty much on the roof of the building, so he's pretty much already there. You lost him when he got to the ground and lost himself in the crowd. So all you know is that he was headed towards the rear of the station. Beyond that, you don't have any real info to give him.
Okay. All right. I'll just tell Lucas that it's all up to you now. I lost him. I hope you can find him.
All right. I guess rooftop. I'm going to be going towards the rear of the station, and hopefully I could see him. That again, it's based on luck, but it's the only thing that I got.
And luck still matters. All right. So are you okay with us doing Xavier and Isaac for now, and then I will.
No, that's fine. I actually have to go do something real quick anyway. So.
Okay. All right, we'll get back with you in just a second.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be about a few minutes.
Piph?
What do you mean, Piph?
I guess I'm just going to quickly say my character is going to be doing a spell and going to be putting on funny glasses.
Oh, okay. What do the glasses do again?
It's basically has all kinds of seeing things. If he went invisible, he can see it.
Got it. All right. Okay. Well, we can do this fairly quickly. You're jumping from rooftop to rooftop. You're nimbly-bimbly enough, and the rooftops are close enough together. I'm not going to make that a skill check or anything. This would be something simple for your character to do. You have a general direction. You have a coat and a color. It is very, very crowded. I am going to say that roll a D100 and get under 20.
Okay. Oh, I can also see aura. So if he is a powerful magic user or psionic, he will send out.
All right. You are not seeing any ores at all.
All right. D100. Nope.
All right. You're running around. You're looking, but you're not seeing anything that matches that description.
All right.
All right. Xavier, Isaac. We can, if you want, just say that you've gotten him to an alleyway of sorts in between some stores.
Okay, dokie.
All right. First off, I need to stop the bleeding. I would like to make a paramedics check.
Okay. Roll me a paramedics check.
And I am going to be doing my damnedest to save this guy's life.
I understand.
I want to be for the record, I'm only half-assing this.
What's my goddamn rules tonight? 93.
Oh my god.
100. At least you didn't kill him.
All right, so here's the thing. He was very close to the grenade blast. You can tell he's still alive. He's still breathing, even though it's coming in ragged gasps. However, the grenade has severely messed up his torso to the point where there's so much blood you don't know where the holes are.
All right. I will start instructing Xavier to just try his damnedest. Isaac will actually take off his duster while he's explaining and take off his shirt. Use that to try and just stave off the bleeding, okay?
Okay. Actually, I just thought of a good visual kind of comparison of this. Do you guys remember Tim Roth, the cop in Reservoir Dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is about what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
So he's gut shot. No, just kidding.
I would also like to take the time to use a psionic ability, which will be instantaneous. I would like to diagnose him. Psychic diagnosis.
Got it.
Diagnosis, not good. I imagine when you use power, it's just like a magic 8-ball that shakes in your head, and it's like outcome not good. I'm teasing.
All right, just spin the ISP.
Yep, it's done.
You can tell. Okay, you kind of probe him with your psychic power, and you can tell that there are 8 pieces of shrapnel in various parts of his torso. 3 of them are life-threatening. 5 of them are, well, they're all life-threatening. 3 of them are immediately life-threatening. One has gone through his lungs. One has pierced his liver. And one has pierced his gallbladder. And the gallbladder is leaking toxins into his body.
Oh, no. God.
The others have pierced... Yeah, the others have pierced the small intestines and the stomach and his collarbone. They are bleeding and need to be stopped, but those are not the most immediate threats.
All right. Has he nicked any arteries?
No, he has not nicked any arteries.
There is some
there,
time.
yeah, yes, he's not going to bleed out in the next 10 seconds or so.
All right, Isaac will go. Fuck, this guy is screwed up. And that is the end of that round. Is there anything that somebody would like to do?
We can. I was gonna say we can get out of rounds for now. Yeah, there's no more. Yeah. There's no more aggressor. Talavek and Lucas are off doing their thing. So.
All right. So I have already done psychic diagnosis. He is out. So I will start the psychic surgery. I will tell him. I will tell Xavier to keep the pressure on.
Okay.
And when I tell you, move your hands, okay?
Okay.
So I need to roll to see how long this surgery will take. So roll 2d6. It will take 6 minutes of the trance plus the duration of the surgery, which should be another 6 minutes, I would think.
So about 12 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 12 minutes total.
And we're going to say this is to remove the 3 most life-threatening ones. So I would say 6 minutes to remove the most life-threatening ones. Let's take it one step at a time, but I'm assuming you want to concentrate on those 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I will burn the ISP. Up. 60.
Right. Give me a second as I'm looking up psychic surgery, because that's not one I'm incredibly familiar with.
If you want, I can just read it out to you.
No, I got it.
Right. It's on page 117.
Yep, looking at it now. Let's see here. Wait, thought I was looking at it.
Isaac must be getting mentally exhausted by now.
Yeah.
There we go. Psychic surgery. Use to repair broken bones. All right, the recovery from a coma near death is equal to. All right. Okay. So, psychic diagnosis must be made. You've already done that. Mm-hmm. So, if I'm reading this correctly, you've got a 1 to 66% chance.
He's near death at a coma. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Hot hands at the dice game.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get a 1.
How about we add 82 to that one?
Look at the basic math skills coming into play. All right.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to roll for that. I just did it.
Fantastic.
Well,
yeah.
Tried, we failed. The lesson is never try.
You didn't fail horribly. You're able to extract the life-threatening shrapnel and even repair some of the most basic damage. The problem is this: the gallbladder. It leaked too much into his system, and there's nothing you can do about it now. You don't have an ability to extract poison.
Nope, I don't.
So
Psychic
you guys
presentation
have
would be able to do that.
so you would know this doing the surgery. He's going to die, and given the shock and trauma he's already been through, it's going to be very fast. If you are going to do anything, you've got maybe a minute.
Start talking.
He's not.
He's out. He's out.
I'm unconscious.
Damn it. Read his mind! No, never mind.
Now, to be fair, he's not technically in a coma. He was near death, so he is unconscious.
I'm not psychic, so I don't know this. So this
right,
is
I'm
Isaac's
talking
call.
Isaac, yeah.
I can. I'll use Deaden Pain and try and wake him up.
Okay. Burn the ISP4.
Yep.
Deaden Pain can deaden all pain, right?
Yes, for the next 3 hours.
Got it.
Good news. Probably last. I don't think he's gonna last 3 hours.
Good
I'll
news and
basically
bad news.
just touch his forehead and then try and slap him awake.
Okay. The gentle approach, I see.
Yeah.
He can't feel it. It's okay.
Yeah, he can't feel it. He's just getting jostled.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. He can't feel it. That's a problem.
No. He can't feel the pain of the slap, but he can still feel the impact of the slap.
Right.
Imagine if I numbed your face and I slapped the shit out of you. You would still feel my hand press against your, like, I would still rock your head back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because what I was trying to figure out is what would actually wake him up from that. But you know what? You make a fair point. You slap him.
It's just my.
No. It is a fair point because the slap is so much more than just the pain.
Yeah.
His eyes open, and you can tell that his irises are rimmed with blood. And he looks at both of you, and he looks very confused. And he starts to open his mouth to try and talk, and as he does so, he starts coughing up blood.
Oh, God.
I looked at Isaac. He's the one who was waking him up.
You don't have much time left.
Okay.
Somebody has tried to kill you. We need to know who that is.
Those fucking bastards.
Name. I need a name.
Fuck you two. Fine. Irene was a blackmail on Pa. I just know the name of their group.
Who were you talking to?
Black Suns. Those bastards. Mercenaries. Supposed to fucking be on my side.
Yeah, well, they're the death of you, buddy. I'm sorry.
He starts kind of gagging.
It's curtains.
Yep. Isaac will get up and put his duster back on and button it up.
Yep. I'm gonna step back and look down at all the blood on my suit and sigh. Well, let's get back to the ship, I guess. Shit.
Well, Pa will probably find out what happened here. It might be a good idea to check in with him.
He can, you know what? I'm done chasing after Pa and worrying about this other stuff, okay? He's a big guy. I want to get cleaned up and make some goddamn money. Sell some of our stuff, you know? This guy, what? We know Irene, of course we knew it was blackmail, and we know the Black Suns are involved. I'm not getting I don't know about you, but I have no interest in getting getting mixed up with a mercenary group. You could barely deal with some two-bit pirates. My mood is spoiled, he says as he looks down at his clothes, and he looks over to all the people who just died because of this bullshit.
Yeah. I just figured that Pa deserves to know. At least the Black Sun's bit. Everything else is his prerogative.
Sure, yeah, you tell him. I can't control you. You go ahead and tell him. But I'm going to find a change of clothes and having a nice hot shower.
Go ahead. And Isaac will put his cowboy hat back on and start walking off towards Pa's office, the Explorer.
All right, and
before you leave, Xavier will say, you might want to change your clothes too. I doubt someone coated in blood is going to get within 20 feet of Pa.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do something fairly goddamn important.
Alright.
Alright, so I am frustrated, I'm looking around, there's still a crowd of people running around, right?
Yes.
Like I'm running with them. And I'm just going to get extremely frustrated and yell out, one of these people has murdered many innocents. I will not stand for this. Those who know where this man is, halt now and point him out. And I'm going to be using monologue to try to motivate people.
That's funny.
Wow.
I just want to say in character, as Xavier goes towards the ship, he turns off his earpiece.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Monologue is a spell?
Monologue is, let me look at the exact description of this, but I believe it's something that is supposed to sway a group of people. And if I fail at this, they get very angry at me.
Oh god, okay.
Oh boy.
Roll away, sir.
Good luck.
Oh.
Failed by 1. Damn.
Whoa.
You
So, okay, this is how this thing is. Monologue is a, it's supposed to amuse many people. Anyway.
You failed by 1, by the way. You know that,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. This is the description of the failed roll. The timing's off, the joke's bad, or it's too offensive, or the crowd just doesn't get it, and he doesn't like this particular person. The DM gets to then roll on a chart if he likes and kind of choose whatever the flip that you want. You can get an angry crowd, brawl breaks out, offended listeners, lynch the mage, riot,
okay.
no violence.
So that was the last you ever saw of Lucas? No. Here's what you there's a slight pause as some people stop, and then you hear, "How do we know you didn't do it?" And a bunch of angry shouts in agreement.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh shit, that usually works.
So that you start hearing security.
Security. Locust, retreat. Come on.
Yeah, well, no, this usually happens sometimes. And he goes, I'm not, and he starts whispering to himself for another enchantment. And what he's going to do is use his spell Fart Blossom.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, what?
That's an actual thing.
That's a Fart Blossom.
Oh my god.
And he's going to, it's basically a radius of 60 feet of basically a cloud that has just erupted from his body.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What a way to end a session.
Yeah. And see. No, and I assume he's going to be using this cover to escape.
Yes, and try to sneak away.
Got it. Would you guys please burn the PPE? And would you guys say this is a fair spot to end for the week?
Yeah, I have to go.
Yes.
Can we end it with Isaac actually getting to Pa's place or getting in touch with Pa?
I would say probably not because David has to go. I think I'd rather save that for next week.
All right. But yeah,
so that'll also give me time to prepare. So
Isaac is still going to go and try and find Pa covered in blood.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Everyone out there, good night. I'll see y'all later.
Oh,
Bye.
yes.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Right. So, do you guys want to bullshit for a bit, or do you want to just stop the stream right here, or what's going on?
No, you can bullshit for a bit. I don't care.
Hi,
It works for
stream.
me.
Hello.
The one time I get to pull out the lend me your ears, and then they just kind of go, fuck you.
You know, it's almost like
Makes sense.
the universe is trying to write itself for all the amazing roles you guys had.
I have.
Yeah.
I don't think I even succeeded a roll tonight.
Oh God. You might be right.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
you did.
I
You
failed.
did. You pulled him off his feet.
Right. Right. I succeeded that
There you
one
go.
strength check.
You prevented him from being shot in the head only to be hit by a grenade. You know what? I'm not gonna lie though. Despite my in-character disappointment and frustration with the whole situation, I couldn't be more pleased. That's what's so nice about having a system, role-playing, where there's a random element on dice, is that, you know, even the best laid plans, sometimes shit doesn't work out your way, you know? Like, we did our best. We tried to save this guy to get some information. We managed to get some dying words, which is not nearly as good as an actual interrogation, but that's the breaks. That's life, right? It was very cinematic and movie-like, too. So, yeah, it worked.
And it showed me that I'm gonna need to get a lot more healing stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
also learning a lot. I mean, from a GN standpoint, that about giving players the fair shots they deserve, in the sense that I think an earlier iteration of my GMing career would have just been like, oh, he's shot in the head. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because
True.
that was less experienced me, and it's so much better for everyone involved, and even for the story. Like we're starting to hear this, like, you know, give him a shot, give him a fair shake at whatever they want to do.
Yeah, you know what? Players will never get upset as long as they're given this shot, right? Even if the odds are really not in their favor, they just want to roll that dice and see what happens, right?
Mhm.
It's putting the actions on it gives the player agency, you know what I mean? Just give them a shot. That's all they want. They put me in, coach, you know, give me a shot, right?
Mhm.
That's all they want. So yeah.
By the way, Squee, would my character know the white stuff, if that is drugs or not?
Yeah, we'll call it space crack.
Okay.
You can
how
probably
much-
call it something that's not space crack. It's up
Yeah,
to
no,
you.
no. Honestly, I'll look it up. I'm sure there's actually. I mean, this RIFTS is so extensive. I'm sure there's actually some sort of.
All right, Squee. I will tell you this: I already have in my valuables 1,100 credits worth of drugs on my character. So I'm just trying to figure out how many more credits should I
forgot
add to
about
that.
I forgot about that.
How did you get so many drugs? Is that your
I
black
remember-
market item?
I remember thinking. I
Yeah,
remember just
that's my
thinking
black
that if they
market.
ever go through it. I just remember thinking if they ever go through a checkpoint, everyone's going to be really surprised.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good 500 credits worth.
Another. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Squee. If this was Ardenfell, you'd give us a cutscene, as compared to this, where you gave us options to, like, try to do our best, right? Like, Byrne tried to shoot that grenade in the sky. He failed, but at least he got a shot, right?
Yep.
Yep, all
Makes
the
a big
things that we
difference.
tried failed, and it wasn't because you told us it failed. It's because it did fail.
Yeah, because
Right.
we saw it fail. Yeah, that's the big thing, and that's the other thing too. I mean, fair fair is always a big different word than balanced, right? When you say a fair shot, it's like, what's the probability? If you say like you can give it a shot, but dude, it's like a 1 in 20 chance. Players would be like, yeah, I understand that. I'm still gonna try. You're like, okay, you know. So fair doesn't necessarily have to mean you have a good chance at succeeding, right? Fair just means you have to have a realistic or believable chance given the situation, right?
Mm-hmm. I will say I'm heartened to hear that you said you really enjoyed it because you guys playing characters so much. It's sometimes hard to be like, okay, is Xavier pissed
No,
or
I'm
is
just.
Inferno pissed?
First of all, I'm sick,
I
but
know.
second of all, that was all in character
Mm-hmm.
with Xavier. You know what I mean? Like, because let's think of it, in context, right? We just, despite how thrilling it was and how thrilling the idea of dealing with the pirate base was and everything like that, um, a few things happened. One is that they were almost atomized by that giant fucking missile that was coming out of Vector's ship, right? So that's kind of life flashing
Mm-hmm.
before your eyes. Xavier realized that, you know what, we got lucky this time, but we totally bit off more than we could chew. No, he's ballsy, but he's not stupid, right? And he can acknowledge that. Plus, then you have the political intrigue of this information Vector gave us, right? And having to worry about that, not that stress, but trying to find some in that whole deal, right? And Xavier's opportunistic, right? So when he heard about this thing that's blackmailing Pa, of course, I mean, that's a really great opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But turns out that this is some pretty serious shit. Xavier's happy when he's under the radar. You know what? He's happy when he's using fake names. He's happy when people don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's a smuggler for crying out loud. Being detected means it's failure to him. You know what I mean? So, does he really want to stick his nose out to a bunch of trained mercenaries who were willing to kill innocent people to keep this guy quiet? No. No, thank you. Plus, it is distressing I mean, Xavier isn't a monster, right? So to see a frag grenade go off in a crowd is
Mm-hmm.
gonna shake pretty much anybody up except you, unless you're a really battle hardened person. So yeah, so I was just playing a character, man.
No, and I agree. It was well done. I was just saying that this is a problem, and I'm sure Inferno you've experienced this too for a GM. Is that sometimes it really is like, okay, are they just really playing in character, or are they pissed? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like it's just something that we have to face from time to time.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is that once again we're limited by the voice medium, right? If
Mm-hmm.
it was a camera and you see me like smiling in between my in-character statements or something like that, then it's pretty clear that I'm not upset, right? I also am kind of right now just low energy because it's late and I have this goddamn head cold. But other than
Yeah,
that,
sorry to
no,
hear that, man.
whatever. It's just a cold. I'll get rid of it in a day or two. Um, but yeah, no, I I don't mind failure. I actually kind of like it. As nice as it is to see a plan come together, it is sometimes humbling and nice to realize that, you know what? Sometimes shit just happens. You gotta roll with it. I like it.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Well, everyone. Oh God, I hope you guys like your loot.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I
Yeah.
already I have to ask you just some simple questions like, is that freaking like big sniper rifle thing like a heavy weapon or
A rifle.
It's considered an energy rifle.
so
I'm
it's
actually
not
I'm
a
actually
railgun or whatever?
no. Here's what I'm going to consider, and actually I'd have to look at the book to see what the book says. But speaking from actual personal experience, if it is like a 50 caliber Beretta, that takes rifle skills, not heavy weapon skills.
Okay. So nothing like that.
I think I'm going to stop the stream right about here.
All right, everyone.
Take care,
Take
guys.
care.
No,
Bye bye.
but yeah, no,